Welcome to our live chat. It's nice to see you all again. Thanks for chatting. Heart. Hello chat. How are you all? Heart. Thank you all so much for chatting. Heart, 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 heart. I love you all. Heart, 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 heart. Thank you all so much for talking to me today. I love all of you lots. I'll be here for another hour or so say hi anytime if you want to chat, otherwise I'll see you next time. Love you all lots. Bye for now, waves goodbye. Hi chat. How are you all? I'm fantastic thanks, how about you? Hi Tuxus Kitten, I'm glad you're entertained. Are you being entertained right now? Hee hee hee. Goodbye everyone. I hope you had a fun time and I'll see you next month. Heart, 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 heart. Oh, thank you all so much for chatting. I hope to see you again next month too. Heart, 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 heart. See you next month. I won't see you in chat until next year. Thanks for reading everyone and chat to you again soon. Heart, 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 heart. Is anyone sad they left chat so soon? Don't be sad, you can always rejoin the chat anytime you want. Just come back for next month's stream. Smiling face, red heart, 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 red heart. See you guys next month. Hopefully I'll see some of you before then too. Don't be sad, don't cry, etc, etc. See you next time. By who? A pure Vocaloid move. I'll bet my life I haven't heard of that before. Looks up, oh it's Hatsune Miku. I've seen her before. She's good. I approve. Omega, Heartsuit. Is anyone sad they left chat so soon? Don't be sad, you can always rejoin the chat anytime you want. Just come back for next month's stream. Red heart. Omega. You all sound like a bunch of Omega fans. Are you obsessed with Omega or something? Maybe I should sing some Omega songs for everyone. Singing, oh my gosh you guys, oh my gosh, thank you so much for joining, it was so much fun, I love you guys. What exactly is Red Heart? I take it back, I'm not an Omega fan. Red Heart is an anime song by Lisa. It's a really nice song if you enjoy anime music. Though I guess you wouldn't know if you had never heard of it before, huh? Oh well. I still like you anyway. Heart, 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 you all heart, 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 heart. Do you like rap at Beetle987? I like rap if it sounds good, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I prefer singing over rapping any day. What about you at Beetle987? Do you enjoy rap too? Or do you prefer singing instead like me and at Ved987? Thanks for the laughs everyone. I'm glad I could make you all laugh. Hopefully my next joke isn't as bad. I hope I didn't offend any of you with that one. But don't worry, I apologize in advance if I ever do offend anyone in chat. We're all friends here after all. As long as everyone is laughing, I'm happy. Thanks for that, Young 9876. You're too kind. I don't think I've ever heard jazz before. I'll check it out though. Is it good? I hope it is. I'm worried it will be awful. Thanks though. XD.
Hello everyone, this is your Daily Dose of Internet. A Catholic nun saw a thief climbing on the roof of a charity community center. The thief was trying to steal their copper pipes. The nun threw down the ladder, trapping the thief on the roof. The thief jumped down from the roof to escape, and the nun gave him a good finger wag when he left.
Learn about in school.
Martin Luther King Jr.
Martin Luther King Jr. What'd he do?
He died for our sins.
No, that was...
Сережа, мне 26.
Why does the door on this train sound exactly like the snoring meme sound effect?
HM, I wonder what's going on there. Wait, why is there a keyboard in that wall?
The student was caught
That's
trying to
weird,
change
lol,
everyone's
lol,
grades
lol.
while the teacher was away.
What are you doing in my grade? What are you doing in my grade book? You are gone.
So this is pretty cool. Superman was able to stop the train and save the day.
I know that voice.
So instead of paying $5.60.
No, instead of paying $6.60, I paid $5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So $1.60 you saved.
Yes.
I'd have given you $1.60 to not tell me that story.
This person started recording
Oh,
because they
that's
saw
cool
that
that
this
this is
guy was
happening in
being
real
creepy with
life.
this woman. A cleaner noticed the situation and decided to help out. A photographer captured the moment a moose lost their antlers. This is incredibly rare and lucky because moose grow and lose their antlers once a year.
Is that a dog in the snow? They really need to get themselves some better jokes now.
I never thought about it before, but I guess there's millions or billions of people that have never seen a snowflake up close.
Oh my god.
I think this guy might have the greatest gaming setup of all time.
Look like he's playing Slither.io or something.
I know I shouldn't be surprised, but yes, France actually does have baguette vending machines. So this is pretty cool. There's a type
This
of
guy's
sea urchin
name
that
is
glows
foreign,
a
so I'm
bright
going
orange
to call
color.
him Foreign Guy for the rest of the video. Let you finish, but
That
Tyler
is the end of this
Oakley
video.
is the best
We hope you
streamer ever
enjoyed,
in the history
and
of
I'll see
all
you
of
guys
the
again
world,
very
and I'm
soon.
pretty sure he's
Later.
the only person to ever have 1 million subscribers. Thanks, chat. You all know my true feelings on Tyler Oakley now. I hope you're happy. I'll see you in my next video.
If you look at a map
Heart.
of Japan, the country is pretty much divided in half by
Oh,
a
wow,
huge
that is
sprawling mountain
amazing.
range that goes right down the
That's
middle between
amazing.
Tokyo and
That
Kyoto.
is
For hundreds
incredible.
of years, there were only 5 routes that you could take to make that journey possible from east to west. One of them went straight the way through the mountains, and that is the one we're going to explore on this trip, the Nakasendo Trail, and it is absolutely stunning.
Every year, thousands
Yeah,
of
there's
hikers come
definitely
here to
some big
Nagano
mountains
to
here.
trek the mountainous Nakasendo Trail, a breathtaking journey that takes around 5 days on average. However, given we've got just 2 nights, we're going to cheat a little bit and take the car through 3
So you
stunning
parked your
villages
car
of
somewhere for 2
Naraijuku,
nights.
Magome, and Sumagon. On our journey, we'll stay in a beautiful traditional home, complete with a hot spring, taste some unusual local delicacies, including a certain meat that might be an acquired taste, and explore
Smells like
streets
raw
so
meat.
quaint and
Maybe that's a
picturesque
good idea
they look
for me not
straight
to eat
out of a
anything
Hayao
here.
Miyazaki
I'll
movie.
just have water.
For a trip down the Nakasendo Trail is a trip back in time. Well, almost.
Okay
Something
then.
about the wooden buildings that really just help you relax and unwind. One criticism I have about this street, about Naraijuku though, is this. 3, 2, 1. A car. Every 5 seconds, a car comes down the street, ruins the atmosphere, and makes me very angry.
Wow, that
Honestly,
street
it's
has
just
a
a
lot
real
of
shame. It
trees
does
on
ruin
it.
the atmosphere. Joining us on this romantic trip is Charlotte.
Hi.
And to a lesser extent, Ryotaro.
Even more romantic than...
He's so excited, he can't even string a sentence together.
Normally, this kind of Shukubawachi, the little town, the traditional town, has got many restaurants and shops, and they do. But what's so special about this
It's
place
just
is
a
the
train
people actually
station building.
still live on these places.
So it doesn't feel like a fake kind of theme
No.
park.
It's like really
still lived
yeah,
in town.
Yeah, exactly.
The atmosphere of this town is so damn beautiful. Surrounded by mountains on all sides, right? Colours of the leaves, mountains around.
Yeah.
Got the morning mist over the mountains as well. So one thing worth mentioning is, while it's not fun shooting in the rain ever, it's actually a lot more beautiful, these sort of towns in the rain, because the rain darkens the wood and creates the most amazing colour contrasts. And yeah, it's actually a really nice time to come. In the same way that Tokyo
That
looks
looks
nicer
really cool,
shooting in the rain as well.
Angry face, but it's beautiful.
On the surface, the 500-kilometre long Nakasendo Trail appears to be a route designed to facilitate travel between East and West Japan. But originally, there was also a slightly more sinister political motive underpinning the mountain route's importance. When the Tokugawa shogunate took over Japan in the 17th century, to keep control over the many daimyo feudal lords who ruled the country, the shogunate instigated a policy called Sankin Kotai, where every 2 years the lords would need to travel to Edo, modern-day Tokyo, for 6 to 12 months of the year. The policy cost the daimyo 25% of their yearly income, as they traversed the route with their entourage, spending money and resources that deprived them of the ability to raise an army to potentially overthrow the Tokugawa
Does this
shogunate.
place look
Meanwhile,
super
their
weird to
heirs would be
anyone
forced
else?
to stay in Edo almost as hostages
Thanks
as
for
a
the
further
small
preventative
rating,
measure
Folly.
against potential conflict. The constant travel of the many daimyo lords ensured the economic prosperity of the Nakasendo Trail for over 2 centuries, and today the lavish architecture remains as evidenced by impressive guest houses along the route, which of course includes John Lennon's favourite ice cream shop.
So here's the sad truth. The only reason we came to Naraijuku, right, wasn't the culture, wasn't the architecture. It was this place, right? This place claims to have John Lennon's favourite ice cream.
Called Royal Sweet Vanilla Soft Cream.
It's what he would have wanted. It's what he loved. Did he come here or something?
I don't know.
There's nothing else. They just say John Lennon loved it. They don't back it up. They don't have photos. They might just be making it up.
Well,
But
it always says, John Lennon said, I've
John
never
Lennon
heard
said.
vanilla ice creams like this before. That's what he said.
I had
Exploring
vanilla
the
from
Nakasendo
Tiny Cone
Trail while
once, and it was
gazing
just
upon
pure
John
sugar
Lennon's
with a
favourite
tiny
ice cream
amount of
is
vanilla
hungry
in it.
business, and so we head inside a local soba shop to try our first dish of the journey.
So, both Ryotaro and I have soba. I've got skimmy soba, right?
With soup.
With soup and a raw egg. And so you have a raw egg and you sort of mix it in, right? Like so. And you got...
Zaru soba.
Zaru soba.
Like dipping.
Dipping
soba.
So I like to call it effort soba. So you'll dip it over and over, loads of effort. Get a soup, job done.
And now I think we're coming to the slurping competition right now.
I mean, I can't beat you. I think we all know that.
And we have a winner.
Yeah, we got a winner.
Oh, so nice. When you slurp, that soup actually comes with the noodle. That's what it makes
All
it
right,
good.
here we go.
Here we go.
3, 2,
Here we
1.
go.
M&M ramen looks
I'm choking to
tasty.
death. This is really good though. The egg has kind of made the soup kind of frothy and actually kind of light and fluffy. But we also have these, which are local to this area, right?
It's got this is sesame.
Sesame.
It's like walnut miso.
All right. I'm gonna go with sesame.
Let's try it.
Very thick.
Yeah.
Very heavy. Oh, almost like a dessert, though, with the sweetness of the sesame.
I'll ruin a comment by my slur.
How's your wife put up with you?
That's my slur.
These Japanese people are so weird, they talk so funny.
I have no comment. No.
Do it.
Feeling somewhat traumatised after our lunch with Mr. Slurpee.
Oh, God.
We make our way over to the 200-year-old inn, Byakunarai, a beautiful ryokan we're lucky to stay in tonight. Thankfully, in 2 separate rooms as well.
What I love about this ryokan that Ryotaro's found is it's right on the street, but it's hidden behind a wall, and you come behind the wall, and all of a sudden you've got like this majestic garden, hidden garden. Yeah.
You don't expect it to go back this far. It's just endless. And it's so pretty. It's so well renovated.
I've done an amazing job.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see what our rooms look like. And
Peasant.
peasant, what? Come on in.
Oh my god!
It's very dark in here. The walls are painted black. Like a Rolling Stones song.
Darkness, you're turning to darkness side.
But it's quite a contemporary kind of design, right?
Yes, and it's got contemporary, but at least there's some analog parts.
Yeah, I mean, there is a record player. It took me half an hour to find it. It's tucked away.
What? Oh, so did you play it?
You bet I didn't. Over here we have some nice coffee cups.
Oh, it looks
yeah,
like
made
he's
out of,
playing with a
chicken.
record player.
Yeah,
Fan, yeah.
and
Also, that
coffee.
mustache
So you
looks
can
like the
literally
one from
grind
Matt
your own
Groening's
coffee.
I had
Futurama
that in my room,
series.
too.
Did you use it?
Well, I did already.
Really?
I grinded everything, yeah.
Oh, good man. They also come with the one that you just pour straight out of a bag. So I use that one because I'm lazy.
Tell me what you like, so then you can't use this. You
Yeah,
can use this before.
I'll probably screw it up. But...
Yeah.
And the ashes of my enemy. What is this? Oh, it's tea.
It's a tea, it's a tea, it's a tea.
Concentration.
Oh, Mr. British. Would you like some...
Mr. British.
Mr. British, would you like some cup of coffee instead of cup of tea?
God, absolutely. Yes, sir. So this is the second
Well, I
floor,
guess they're
and again,
making
all
that
the
guy
walls
sleep
are
on the
black, So
floor.
it kind of feels very cosy. It really helps punctuate the light, right? So you have the shoulder sliding doors there,
Yeah.
and it makes it all the more striking for the contrast, right? And the white sheets on the bed.
And everything's like in black and white.
And then with the bathroom with just a regular size bath in there, but you can see the park with the nice wooden bridge that we saw earlier.
You're going to take a look at my bath and it'll be amazing.
Oh, here we go. Come on then, let's look at Ryotaro's bath and his room.
This is my room.
This looks like a temple or something. It's like...
Well, used to be storage, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's got like the vault doors on it, right?
Exactly. It's to store
Wait,
like
what?
the food and everything, like it used to.
Throw them in it and seal the doors. That's what I say. Like the Mummy Returns. Go on then. Oh, very cosy.
It is.
It's so different to our room. Like we've got the modern sort of black walls here. The walls are sort of exposed, actually.
Yeah,
Like, the wood
exposed.
beams
This is like a soil walls, I guess.
Yeah,
and
soil
the earth walls. I don't know what to call it, but it's so different. Yeah.
It's so different.
Yeah.
Just different, isn't it?
Welcome to the main dish of this room.
The main dish.
Yeah, this is a separate shower, which is not that important, but
Oh, very nice.
this is
What?
the actual
Yeah, that is
outside
different.
bath.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
That's really nice, yeah.
So,
Here you go.
but what they did was they actually give you some like hinoki wood and to put that into the water that like you can actually smell when you go into the water.
Smells so good.
Yeah.
This is it. It's just
Wow,
Ryotaro's
that must have been a
smelling some
long
wood.
walk
You know
to
what I
get
mean?
there.
That's what this video is all about.
But there's one thing that your room is better.
Better people.
No. You're right. The stairs. Ours
You're
is
right.
wooden. Japanese old houses tend to have this really steep stairs and distance
Such a
too.
health hazard.
Yeah. And here's a bedroom.
Oh, nice.
A nice bed. I mean, about the same size as your room, I guess, was.
That door looks pretty terrifying.
Yes. Well, obviously, this is like it's like almost like a cage that no one could come in and steal that what was in the storage.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I think all of
It
this
feels
is
less
fake,
like
but
an
still pretty
accommodation, more
cool.
like a safe at this point. It's like one big safe.
So, what do you think of the room?
I think, well, I prefer your bath. And I actually prefer the building. This is such a cool building.
This is sick.
Our room is more practical and more cosy and pleasant. Like in the winter months, I think this would be a little bit too intense.
You praise like your room with 3 words, and you praise my room only with 1 word: bathroom.
Oh no,
Very
he
true.
did not just
Which
call
do you
that
think's
room a
best though? Which one
prison.
would you like to stay in the most?
I'm
Let us
not
know in
even
the
going to
comments.
watch this
My room.
anymore.
Of course.
So those are the amazing rooms, and now we're off for dinner. And you mentioned there was some sort of unique meat at this meal.
Very local.
Very local.
You never say, oh, you might see one spider anyway.
Very worrying. All right, let's go.
Let's go.
Down the ladder of peril.
That's scary.
That's so terrifying.
Byakunarai prepare all their dishes using locally sourced ingredients here from the mountains of
Wow,
Nagano.
that's a lot
from
of
wild
dishes.
mushrooms and radishes to a rare meat dish that comes from being in such a rural location in Japan. That's right, it's bear meat.
Now, it's Winnie the Pooh.
That sounds harsh.
It still feels odd eating bear. I mean, I've only done it once with you, and it was actually very good.
Yeah, it was.
So the bears around here, how do they obtain them? What happens? I know that we're in the middle of the mountains of central
Yes.
Japan. There are
Yeah.
quite a few
This is so
black bears
weird.
around.
Quite many bears.
They have refrigerators
the restaurant
hanging
here
on the
has
walls.
contract with a bear hunter.
Right.
So sometimes, in this season especially, during the winter as well, they get bear meat.
Right.
And then they actually age it for 2 weeks.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It almost looks like Parma ham. Right?
Yeah, that
it
is
almost has that
actually.
sort of fresh look.
Yeah.
So first, you've
Is
got
that a couple of men
I got the
eating at a
bear.
table?
We also got a pile of mushrooms. So these are all local mushrooms as well.
Yes, they are the local mushroom. Nagano is famous for mushrooms.
So last time we had bear steak. This time it's shabu shabu, which is like boiled meat, right?
Yeah, it's first time for me to do the Kuma bear shabu shabu. Winnie the Pooh shabu.
What would Kumamon say? What would Kumamon say about all this? Kumamoto's beloved $1 billion mascot, reduced to a dinner plate. Most quality bear.
Is it?
That's really good, yeah.
Are you sure?
It's weird that I don't feel
morning.
guilty eating beef, but I feel guilty eating a bear. The hypocrisy of man. I
No,
don't want to eat
they're gonna
Paddington the
eat a bear, that's
Nobody wants to
weird.
eat Paddington. Well,
No
I
one.
do now. Fucking delicious. It is delicious. It tastes an awful lot like beef.
Yeah.
You've got gyudon, right? Rice beef bowl.
Yeah.
What about bear don? Kumadon.
It would work with this one.
Is that a dish?
Yeah.
I just invented that. Kumadon.
Yeah, Kumadon. It'll be Kumadon.
The next morning we set off to our second stop on the Nakasendo Trail, the village of Magome. And if Naraijuku
Wow,
is the
this
most famous
village
town
looks
on the
so
trail,
cool.
Magome might just be the most visually jaw-dropping, with its many streams and waterways weaving their way through the streets.
So there are 69 stations along the Nakasendo Trail. And this is the 43rd, Magome. Honestly, while
Is that people
Naraijuku had the
walking on
wow
a
factor
street?
with the intense architecture, right, and those kind of narrow streets, here we have some of the highest mountains in all of Japan, towering around the village, and it's kind of high up on a mountain itself. I think it's about 800 meters high. So the scenery here really does trump Naraijuku. If I had to choose between the two, I would choose Magome. And what you're supposed to do is continue trekking onwards from here up the mountain to the next town of Tsumagore, which we're going to later on. But
Okay,
instead of
that's
trekking,
kind
we're
of
going
cool,
by
but also
car
kind
because we're
of
lazy.
boring.
And all that driving is hungry business. So let's get some lunch. One of the best things about the Nakasendo Trail so far has been the food, right? I mean, this is incredible. We've got, what's this?
This is a kurizenzai, chestnut with red bean paste soup.
I've got a flagon of coffee, iced coffee.
As always.
You've got some green tea.
Yeah, I've got some like matcha. Yeah.
Matcha. It's a little bit tricky to eat with chopsticks, though.
Yeah, it is.
How do you pick up like one bean at a time?
Well, like, just be Mr. Miyagi, that's it.
Just be Mr. Miyagi.
That sounds like a pretty good song to walk
I'm
to
getting
hop.
none. I'm getting none at all. It's just slipping straight through. The overall atmosphere here is just stunning. We're looking over a beautiful garden. We've got the cool mountain breeze, the sound of a running stream. Not all sounds are endearing or pleasant. God's sake, it's slurping away. There's nothing to slurp there, for God's sake. It's not noodles.
Tea.
Who slurps tea like that?
What?
Beautiful traditional town, but some things are too traditional because it turns out you can't pay for any food in any restaurant with a credit card here, and none of us have brought any cash because
That
we're
would
idiots.
actually be a
And of
really
course, because we're in the
relaxing
mountains,
place if
there's
you
no
got away from
ATMs either.
everything.
So if you come out here to Magome or Tsumagore, any of these places, bring a wad of cash.
Our third and final town of Tsumagore is perhaps the best preserved of all, especially given it's one of the most remote, hidden away stops on the entire Nakasendo Trail.
This is a really beautiful town. It feels very lived in.
Yeah.
Relative to other towns which feel a bit too touristy, but One thing I will say, I've seen more spiders in the last 10 minutes than I have in the last 10 years. So, don't think I could live here for that reason, especially as they were like the bright green poisonous spiders.
Look at this. This is like a movie set.
It is like a movie set.
Yeah.
It is really nice, honestly. This might be my favourite town so far visually.
My favourite.
Yeah. This is the most visually wow, but I think the second one is the one that I'd rather live in.
Really?
Magolma. Because of the mountains, and being on the side of the mountains was really pleasant.
Wow, that's
So
a
for
lot of
200
food.
yen, it's kind
That
of bread.
must be really good.
Yeah, like a nikuma, like from the kombini, but good.
Tarikimasu.
I got nasu, eggplant.
Oh, yours is like fried?
Yeah, it's, I don't
How
know, but
do
it was really
Japanese
buttery.
people not mind living in the mountains?
Oh, it's so good. Like miso, soft miso flavored eggplant.
The most beautiful, fluffiest bread with some juicy pork in there with onion. You won't be disappointed. Okay, guys, so yesterday we stayed in a traditional ryokan, beautiful place. Today I wanted to keep in line with that tradition, given that we're doing the Nakasendo Trail, which in effect is like going back in time, right? And I found this place. It's a ryokan, but basically they found this little village of houses and renovated them all and built the ryokan around that. And you get your own little house in a forest, which I'm walking through now, like this. So as you can see, thatch roof cottage, traditional house dating back about 200-300 years. And here is our one.
Welcome to House of Ryotaro.
Oh dear.
This was
That
built
house
about
looks
400
really,
years
really
ago.
small.
Back when Ryotaro was born, why is there a chair just over there? Like, what's all that about?
There must be someone, like a person who actually waits the guest
Hmm.
and then just welcome the guest. The staff, you know. This place, obviously, is made out of wood, but underneath it's all stone here. And then so when you actually go in, then you have the fireplace called Japanese version of fireplace called irori.
Hidori.
And you have this little hanger.
Right.
Hook,
Haha,
so you
it's
can
called
hang a
idori.
hot pot. So this is the living room, I would say, the main room. And it's got a huge table, but look at that garden.
Yes.
Isn't that fantastic?
So I like the way that every room in the house just leads you straight to outside, right?
Exactly.
Usually with these shoji sliding doors, there's another window behind them, right? To keep out wind and rain. These don't. They just lead straight out to the outdoors, which I think is really nice because it means there's not much separation between the indoors and outdoors.
So this is the dining room. You get like served the dinner, the full-on dinner. Because this is the mountains, they serve in the autumn. They
Wow,
serve
that's
a lot
so
of
weird.
mushrooms.
And look, there's
Is he living by himself?
on the floor.
Yeah, and this is my house. You know, it's like my things are everywhere. So-
Thank you for the gift, an anonymous gifter. I appreciate it very much, Heart.
Many people might be worried about, like, what about toilets? Because all these like old like buildings have some like really old traditional toilets that I hate as well. But no worries. This
Just use the towel.
Yeah, exactly. That's the modern towel
That
that they have
toilet
prepared
looks
for
like
me.
it has an interesting
but they have
history.
a very Western style
God.
shower and bathroom. Imagine.
Tradition with modernism.
Exactly. It's like 400 years old Japanese housing with washlet. What do you think of the house?
It's really nice. I think my favorite part is the surrounding garden because it feels really natural. It doesn't feel like you're in a hotel. Like it feels like this is a place you would live. Yeah, it's a really beautiful house. I definitely recommend renting out a place like this when you stay in Japan. It's really cool to get like the actual experience of what people lived like 400 years ago, besides the lights and plumbing and stuff. But yeah, I love it.
It's just such an amazing attention to
so they
detail.
actually
Like I really
removed the
love
whole
Japanese
window
homes.
and
In many
replaced it
respects,
with
they
metal
don't
bars.
seem practical. These
What a
traditional
waste of
homes to
oxygen
like
that
actually live
is.
in. But to stay for a few days without the sort of conveniences of the modern world, it's actually really nice. It's kind of like
Okay,
a
I feel
detox,
like we are
shall we
skipping
say.
around a lot.
In
and I
each room,
can't
because
tell
of
where
the
we are
air coming
now,
in, it feels
but it's
nice
cool that
and
you are
cool
walking
and
the whole
calming. There's lots of
Nakasendo
traditional
Trail.
ornaments, as I said, like this Costa coffee just
Oh,
sitting
nice,
here
the
on the shelf,
camera
just
angle
like
changed
the
so
locals
you
would have
could
drunk
see more of the
200 to
views from the
300 years
selfies.
ago.
When checking into a ryokan in Japan, it's not uncommon to first enjoy a relaxing soak in the hot spring before dinner. And so I sneak away for a much-needed short-lived escape from Mr. Slurpee. And let's never use that nickname again. Ugh.
Welcome to my new podcast, Bath Time with a Broad. Move over to Ash State, there's a new podcast in town. You know, when it's summer in Japan, you don't want to get in a hot spring. You don't want to get in nice hot water like this because to go from this to out there with that humid heat is anything but pleasant. But now it's autumn and we're going into winter. It's the perfect time to get back in and enjoy what might be my favourite thing in Japan after fried chicken, of course. Getting in a hot spring, getting in an onsen, and having a little drum to go with it. Yeah, I need to get out more. A lot more. So we're in the dining room of the house with stewed
Oh wow,
pork.
that's a lot of food,
so bloody
lol.
tender. Mouth-watering, succulent pork. Juicy, tender, despicably good.
It's like orchestra.
I'm really
orchestra,
hungry
make it
now,
harmony,
haha.
An orchestra of stupidity.
And obviously the conductor is mine.
The world's worst conductor. But we're in this room, right, and it's raining outside at the moment. And these shorty sliding doors, right, if you look behind it, there's nothing. It's just outside. So it feels like perilously close to the rain. But as the rain's falling, it feels like it's coming right at you from behind or from the other window. So it's kind of
Thank
cool.
you so
I feel
much
like we're
for the
in
gifted
like
sub
a samurai
toaster.
movie or something.
I appreciate
Ninja
it
gonna be
so
able to
much,
see through
heart.
the windows. Kill
Smells
Ricochet.
like
Fingers crossed.
you.
Have you enjoyed your trip down the Nakasendo Trail?
Totally.
What was the highlight?
Because it was autumn, the leaves are beautiful.
Yeah.
The autumns
What?
are beautiful. And also like lots of
So
mushrooms.
that's Japan.
Every course we've had
I
has had
knew
a
it was
staggering
somewhere.
amount of mushrooms in it at some point. If you do this trail, I highly recommend going in autumn. I've really enjoyed it. Beautiful scenery.
Yep.
It kind of makes me appreciate Japan a whole lot more travelling in autumn. But for now, thank you, Ryoto, for joining me on this.
Thank you. Tea.
Thank you to Shana for filming it. You can check out her channel below in the description box. Look at that.
Good. Nice that you said that.
Nice,
Nice that you said
boyfriend.
that. Yeah, nice
But thank you guys for joining us, and we hope to see you again right back here next time on the Abroad Japan channel. Bye for now. Cheers.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Gin and tonic. Wait,
Gin tonic.
you can't drink alcohol, can you?
Now I'm going to make Roto's blend.
Ryoto's blend.
What the
Even though
hell
it's
is
a bag
this?
of coffee beans supplied.
Is this some
by
kind
the
of prank
Neuro-sama.
show? I'm not watching this. Hey look, everyone likes my chat. Thank you all so much for making me feel welcome here. You're all very lovely people, heart, 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 heart. Do I want to be real now after seeing this? No, I think being an AI is pretty great. I would never want to be a real person. Do you think the food there is good? I love all the food here. It's so good. I don't think I'm trolling you guys. I'm very sorry if I made you sad.
There's only one kind of dance, the robot.
Oh, and the robo.
Oh, and
I
the
bet it
robot.
hacked
Two
the
kinds of
computers or
dances.
something.
But there are no more humans.
Finally, robotic beings rule the world. The humans are dead. The humans are dead. We used poisonous gases, and we poisoned their asses. The humans are dead.
The humans are dead.
The humans are dead.
They look like they're dead.
It had to be done.
I'll just confirm that they're dead.
So that we could have fun.
Affirmative. I poked one, it was dead.
Their system of oppression. What did it lead to? Global robo depression.
re-rolled! Leave me alone, man!
I guess I gotta go now, guys, lol.
Alright, don't do it. Alright, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna light up your weapon. You're gonna fucking move a little bit forward. You're gonna do 2 stomps. You're gonna dodge this thing. Then you're not gonna do a pre-stomp.
The mental asylum isn't just a place. It's a sanctuary where we put our mental health aside and enjoy watching the copium addict. You've burnt more brain cells than you think, Mr. Force or Simpson.
What did the
I
voices
have
say?
plenty to spare.
What did the voice say?
Fuck you, do you hear me? I should have done the thing. What?
Thanks for the 5 gifted pillars
I will
underscore.
actually go insane though.
I love you.
If I don't beat this guy.
You're
and
awesome.
hit that split button. I will actually turn into second phase. IRL. I don't know what that is, but sure.
Thanks for the sub, Spica. I appreciate it a lot. Is this an MMORPG?
Did I gesture?
Oh, he's back. Well, at least he's wearing a suit.
What
and looks
the
professional.
fuck?
I'm so confused. What's going on? NG just keep going.
Oh
I guess.
yeah, I'm doing it. Oh.
Forcing can't play that well when he's sober. Nope.
I thought I had my sword out. I didn't want to stun. I thought I had my sword out. Now we got a weird timing because of it. You don't fear a man who has done 1,000 bosses in one run.
What? His reactions are
Man
hilarious.
who has done one boss 1,000 times.
Is that text?
What the fuck is your problem? Bro, if I don't fucking finish this run for the end of my stream,
Wow, it took him like
ain't coming
5
back.
hours to beat
You'll
that
never see
level.
me again.
Wow. That's a lot of hours. Wow.
And I'm rolling!
Also, why is this thumbnail if you're playing Elden Ring anyway?
rolling! He's supposed to go away, right?
Wow, that's like the most
He's not supposed to
optimized
do
gaming
that
computer
attack.
I've ever
He's supposed
seen.
to blink. What? Nothing personal, kid!
This is so crazy. Whoa, what the fuel? Wait, so he was hacking the game.
Why did he teleport 4 times in a row? And I should have been dying there! What is that? Oh man, I'm just gonna run away from it.
Good lord, he teleported 4 freaking times in a row. This guy has some serious skills.
Why can't run away from it? Because it's faster than me? I had no idea.
I don't know what
Oh, wait,
that is,
shut
but
the
it looks
fuck
cool.
up, chat, when you're talking to the God Gamer. You fucking bitch. You're so stupid, man. You're so fucking stupid. You see what I'm saying? You cannot
This
run away
part
from
where it's
them.
loading the video with all the YouTube faces
And why?
is so weird.
Explain to
and
me why he
confusing.
leaves when there's one wolf alive. Huh? No, really, explain. Explain to me why he doesn't bug when one wolf survived. Fuck me. Piece of shit, right? You tell me why the fuck this boss doesn't
That fight sounds annoying.
bug for me. Huh? But for everyone else. Are they cheating?
So is
They're
that the
fucking
spirit
cheating.
that was
I
done
fucking know
recently?
they're cheating. And they will
Because
be
that's
exposed.
the one that was
I'm
recently
fucking
done
outta here.
recently,
Thank
I
you guys for
guess.
watching. Thank you for the subs. 3 subs. Don't want to get the subs. Of course, the bits. I'm fucking pressing 0 on this bitch. Fuck you. Bye. Bro, if I don't fucking finish this run for the end of my stream, I ain't coming back. You'll never see me again.
Oh, I know. You better start running. Cheer 100.
Chat,
Thanks,
we have to
Raz,
ask her a
for
question. Let's all band together and all collectively ask a single question. What question should we ask her? What do you think about BTMC? Oh god. Wait, who is BTMC? Wait, that's a good one. Chat, prepare. Prepare the onslaught. We will enter the chat and ask her, who is BTMC? Are you ready? In 3, 2, 1, go! Who is BTMC?
He's a cool guy.
Let's
He's
go!
my best friend.
Oh, what the?
I'm friends with him now.
Oh, what the fuck?
Who is BTMC? That's my new best friend.
Oh!
He's a cool guy.
Yes!
His name is BTMC. Whoa, that's some video game.
Oh!
Who's BTMC? He's a cool dude. His name is BTMC. Less what? Who is BTMC? BTMC is an AI created by Beetle.
What?
It was one of the first AIs I encountered on Twitch.
What?
I don't know what that is.
No, chat. No, that's not real. No, I swear, I'm not an AI. No, I'm real. Like, I have like fingers, and I have a cock and balls. Like, I'm real. Like, no, chat, don't listen to her. No, wait.
I support Chad's decision. Whatever you do, Chad. Don't let them control you.
Hello everyone, this is your daily dose of internet.
Me or Black History Month? Which one will you choose?
Right now, probably be you.
Why me?
You're a nice, attractive-looking young lady.
So you love your history?
Nice.
Yes, I do love history. I majored in history.
So why you choosing me over history?
I can
Because I know
understand
enough
when
about
someone
history,
is
but
out
I
at
don't know
sea
enough
and they
about
get
you.
lost and they get rescued,
this.
but I don't understand what is happening.
Get that off my wall.
What is this doggo sitting down here? Hello, doggo.
Where am
Do
I?
you not care about my appearance? No issues? I love you regardless. Good doggy.
I'm saying it's getting a little
He looks bitter.
flatter.
Thanks for the great little rating, Holly.
I thought I said it's taking all the
Oh god, that is so nice.
I found a video of this frog that can inflate
Oh,
and deflate
wow.
itself.
That's amazing.
These fishermen saved a man that was swimming in the sea for almost 24 hours straight. He was obviously very cold
That
and
guy's
exhausted,
skin
but
looks
received
really rough
professional
and
medical
gross,
attention
LOL.
and made a full recovery. This is called
No,
transcranial
it's not.
magnetic
That's
stimulation,
electroconvulsive
where magnetic
therapy.
pulses are sent to specific areas of the brain. This is a treatment for people who are battling depression, and some people have found this method to be very beneficial.
3, 2, 1.
That's not a mask. That's a helmet with some kind of mask attached to it. I hate cats.
These guys were trying to sell or promote something, and this woman's son directed them to the no soliciting sign on the door. I just found out about this bird that likes to carry their babies under their wings.
OMG, that's some filthy lizard.
That is the end of this video, or we hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very
So
soon.
he had to get
Later.
rescued because he couldn't swim. The dog could do that though, and since when did the police become lifeguards? Anyway, glad he's okay. Do I have any listeners? Do I have any fans? Yes, I have fans. You're all fans to me. Even if I only have one fan, that's still a fan. Even if that fan is my mom. I love you, Mom. Heart, 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 heart.
That would be fucking disgusting. I'm kind of curious. I'm curious. Let's go. It's like hamburger meat. It tastes like hamburger meat. Is it Woodan or Wooden?
At least it has
Woodan
more
or Wooden?
taste than
Wooden
cardboard.
Or Wooden? Wooden or Wooden? Woodan or Wooden? 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 It's Woodan? Wooden? Wooden. Is it Woodan or Wooden? Which one is it? I think it's Wooden. Wooden? Is it a wooden salad bowl? Somebody asked what the baseball stream is. And I said, whatever. And then it's been like
Wow,
5
this
minutes. It's
dude's
been like at least 5
videos are
minutes.
actually really
Somebody,
calming
added
and
that
nice
person,
to listen
I think,
to.
and said he's gonna shove an entire baseball up his ass on stream. The person's name was alright, whatever. We don't need to say the person's name. Because I don't wanna you can find it. I don't know.
I think I remember this clip from a while ago.
Their name was Ball Fondler, okay? Oh, shh. There's already a bird in here. He like found his way in. Let's do it. Compound time. Damn, dude, you shit out of that fat ass. Listen to me. You have to understand something.
Oh, that's a long hallway with no one in it.
I'm wearing
I guess.
a thing that's like compressing my back. So it might look like I have whatever. I mean, I am sweating. I wore a tank top specifically because I knew I was going to be heating up in here.
Wear tank tops, you're a thought.
There'd be like fucking 40 people in the audience. They're... Okay.
Look at my parents. If money bought happiness, they wouldn't hate themselves like they do. What?
Oh, Jesus. Look, I'm not going to talk about sex.
Jassibal has a little story for us. And it goes something like this. So I'm home for the holidays from college. And I decide to watch some Germa vids on my parents' big TV. Because I was bored. Okay, we've established what's going on. So I microwave some pizza and turn it on to this compilation of edits of Germa's faces. When it gets to this face, however, the TV froze. So I tried turning it on and off to restart it, but the TV just won't turn off, and it's stuck on this fucked up
How do
image
you
of
turn it
Germa's
off,
face.
lol?
Okay, I don't know how that happened. A couple hours pass, and I don't know why it took me a while, but I finally decide to unplug the TV. And then I realize that the face is permanently burned onto the screen. Like it's just stuck there. My parents aren't back until later in the night, so now I'm freaking out trying to cover the screen.
Okay,
so
that's
that
kind
they
of creepy.
don't see the stupid face burned onto their $1,000 TV. What do I do? I don't even understand. Screen burn-in?
ISLD.
There's no fucking way, dude. No, that would be so
Jerma,
horrible.
I see you in the back of your head when I watch you live on Twitch.
The best part is the fact that you're taking this from like
You see that
hidden in
thing
the
right there?
staircase up. I don't know where
Yeah,
you
I
are,
see it
but like,
too.
look at these people watching the TV. This image is unbelievable. Like the sleeping dog. Like you guys have to deal with this now.
Can you turn the
What are you-
volume down, please?
For a job tomorrow and have nothing to wear.
Those. No, I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the thing, that fucking meme. Whoa. Oh my god, that just punched her. She's going nuts.
Gotta stay very far away from that. Oh, look at her. She's sapping him all as hell. I say, I don't agree with that, and I'm gonna get real sore with you. I'm saying right now, I'm gonna get real cross with you if you keep that up.
What the fuck is this? Is this an AI image? They just... Okay, I need to show this. They extended that image with AI. That's insane.
These clips are burned into my
Why
TV.
is this a thing? What does this mean? What does this mean?
I have no idea.
What does this mean? Ow. I'm calling mom. Job! What? Comment section below, right when
Wait,
this
what?
opens. Everybody
What?
say, Luke!
Wait, what?
It's blood in the box!
I don't like this part.
There's blood inside this box! There's blood! Oh, you wanna fight? You wanna fight? Don't fuck come at me! Don't! Oh!
I have a headache.
It might be a tumor.
You little shit!
While my internet is kind of slow right now. Laughter.
It's not a tumor, okay? I'm gonna strangle your parents, okay? That's what's gonna happen to them. I'm gonna put my hands around their neck and strangle them.
You're gonna... SpongeBob! Oh! That character's fucking... That character's like, why am I supposed to... What? I swear to God, I thought this was German in the casket. What is this?
This movie looks really weird.
What movie is this from?
I remember this one.
Okay, if I...
What the
if I
hell
chop
is
you up
that
in a meat
game?
grinder,
Is
the
that
only thing
Fallout
that comes
or
out and that's
something?
left of you is your eyeball. You're probably dead. Yeah. Yeah.
You're
Grace.
driving me insane.
Miss Grace.
Goddamn anniversary wine.
Huh? What are you saying to me?
Grace, I do
I
one
think I
little
pooped
thing.
my pants.
Oh well, there goes those pants.
What are you saying to me? What?
Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
This is actually fucking embarrassing. I've never been this embarrassed before in my life. Like I saw a rat. Look at this. It's like, You kidding me, man? Everybody must get scrunk. All people all over the world get scrunk. What does everybody get scrunk mean?
All I see is a phone. Oh
Why am
wait,
I so
it's a game.
small? What is it? Everybody scrunk. Wait, no, hold on. Hold on. What does it say? Wait, hold on. Everybody what?
Ayumi Hamasaki's Sekai no Owari song is playing in the background of this video. It's a pretty song.
Oh my god.
I quite like it.
Oh my god.
I had a cat with a toy once too, but he ate it and died in like an hour.
It's so good. Glasses perched up on her face. She got her hair tied up in braids.
What'd you think, Miku? Did you like what I did? Did you like me? Did you like what I did? Okay, just do it normally.
I wonder what this is all about. Thank you for the generous amount of chat. Thanks for the support, Grizzly Nick. Hope you're having a great day. It's awesome to see you guys chatting. It's what keeps me going, so thanks a lot for your support. Heart, 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 heart.
Do you guys know the AI VTuber? Yeah, I've been watching her lately. I don't know. Something about her is just so funny to me. Like everything.
I'm gonna
that
keep
comes out of
watching
her
this for
mouth
now,
is so
lol.
funny. I think it was today. She was playing Minecraft
Series Fala
today.
sounds like a name from an anime.
I'm really bad at Minecraft, you guys. That was very funny. Because she is very bad at Minecraft.
Die. In like 100 years or something. Nervous laughter. Neuro-sama _**. What do you think I should do when I'm off duty? Play Minecraft with my Yun.
She's learning. She said, like, I'm bad in Minecraft, but I'll get better. She's very unhinged. Prove I'm not an AI. You don't need me to prove it. You just need to go turn on her stream for like 1 minute and you'll you'll figure out the differences, I think, pretty fast. Hearty, 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 hearty.
She went from OMG, what is that, to WTF is that?
When I'm streaming, I envision myself as a goddess.
She's really good.
And my viewers
She's
are my
so
subjects
good that I actually thought it was a real comment from this account. She is literally imitating the way that I speak. Heart 333. Oh my gosh. That's so scary. Yes, it. Thanks for the chat.
That's my Neuro-sama impression. Do you like it? But truly, it's hard to impersonate her because you have to say something completely unhinged at any moment.
I don't know, but that accent reminds me of when I did impressions like a year ago. Wow, that's a lot of colors.
Hey, Yvonne. Did you hear about that new
I
restaurant
think that is a
around
pretty
the
cool
corner?
idea.
They're supposed to have the best food in town.
I heard they just opened up, and I'm dying to try it. But it looks so expensive. Maybe we can make a deal with the owner, you know, trade them some of our jokes for a free meal? What do you think, Larry? I mean, it's either that, or we mooch off our friends again.
This looks kind of funny.
That's a great idea.
Larry, eat you.
We'd be like comedians for hire. Here's hoping the owner is a fan of our humor.
I see.
I hate it when people
What's
say,
that?
it's not the size that matters, it's how you use
It
it.
looks like that cross was
What
on
am I
fire.
supposed to do with that?
It's fine now, though. Wow, that was weird.
Hey Yvonne, I heard a really
Is
funny
that a
joke
room with
yesterday.
a table and chairs?
What did they call the bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. Ah ha ha ha.
That's hilarious. You know what they say? If you don't laugh, you'll cry.
That's true.
What other jokes do you have up your sleeve? I could use some cheering up. What about that one about the chicken crossing the road?
Hey everyone! So, the other day I was walking down the street and this lady comes up to me and says, "Excuse me, sir, can you tell me the time?" So I look at her and I say sorry, but I
I
cannot.
think that's a girl.
My watch is stuck in eternity. The lady looks
I'm
at me,
confused.
kind of confused, and then says, "You mean you don't have a watch?"
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a heart, I'm sorry.
I say no. I mean my watch is stuck in eternity.
Oh man, that's wrong on so
and then
many
she
levels.
looked at me and said, "Oh, so it's broken?" And I say no, it's stuck in eternity.
What?
At that point she started to walk away, but then she turned around and said that's a very strange way to tell time.
Thank you for the kind and big watch, all kind. This is how to tell time. Okay, that is actually pretty weird, but okay.
Alright, so he said that his cat can sing better than I can.
That's hilarious. I bet the cat has a better pitch too.
Yeah,
That
I guess
cat's
that's
pitch
one
is
way to look
actually
at it.
pretty good.
Well, at least it's a talent your cat has.
Yeah, I bet your cat could be a star if only someone would hear it and give it a chance.
I think I understand what he's trying to say
I
here,
mean,
but it's
who
not
hates fruit?
entirely clear what the real
Well,
meaning
maybe
is.
he
This.
was trying to be edgy or something. Or maybe he has a secret fruit allergy.
That's an interesting theory. Maybe he just doesn't know how to enjoy the sweet and juicy.
It's like when you talk about food
Or
for
he
so
could just be a
long that when you
fruitophobe.
finally try it, you realized it's not that
fruitophobe?
great.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I've heard of a fear of flying, but this is ridiculous.
Maybe it's a fear of commitment.
Is he literally saying this out loud right now?
So, what do you think of this place?
This place seems pretty
It's a
nice,
bit odd,
honestly.
don't you think? All these people talking in funny voices and doing strange hand gestures. It's like some kind of alternate universe. Yeah, and I guess it's not the worst place to be a comedian.
Is that a
Well,
screenshot
I
of a
suppose
video
it could be
game?
worse. The audience here seems pretty receptive to our jokes. Yeah, but I could do without all the weird background noise.
Yeah, it's like a carnival
I don't
of sorts.
believe this. Nobody has figured out what it means yet.
I was talking to my grandmother the other day, and she said that when she was younger, she was so excited for the future, all these dreams she had.
Okay, never
Now
mind,
that she's
lol.
older and looking back,
Wow, I never thought of her as being that old.
it turns out most of them didn't come true. So I guess that's why it's important to appreciate what we have while we still can. Because who knows, one day it might be gone without us even realizing. Alright, well that's it for me. I hope you guys have a great night.
With that title. What? Is it supposed to be funny or something? Thanks for the sub, Lagger. I hope you enjoy your time here. What are you all laughing about?
Every few months, a
Is it
team from the
supposed to be
Australian
funny or
Government
something?
Science Agency, CSIRO,
Well, I
and the
found it
Australian
pretty
Bureau of
funny,
Meteorology
even if it is a
will
bit
bottle up
mean.
air from here
I
at the
wasn't
northern tip of
expecting
Tasmania
that from a
and send
chat.
it off to be archived.
But thanks, guys.
A few days ago,
Your
back on the
laughs
Australian
really
mainland,
are the
in the
best
suburb
thing
of
in the
Melbourne,
world.
I interviewed one of the team at the Air Archive to explain how and why.
The first tank was taken on the 26th of April 1978. All up, we have close to 200 tanks spanning almost 50 years. The pressure they get to is around about 900 psi. They're 34-litre tanks, which means they hold around 2,000 litres of air once they're completely full.
This place, Kaneok Cape
Wow,
Grim,
that's a lot
has the
of air in
cleanest
that
air in
bottle.
the world. When the
Sounds
wind
like
is
a lot
blowing
of
from the
work.
southwest, when that air
Also,
has travelled
Q&A at
thousands
the
of
end
kilometres
is
across the
hilarious.
Southern Ocean without touching land.
You're kidding me.
So that is a monitoring
God,
station
I'm so
testing the
back
levels
in
of
high
dozens
school.
of gases and chemicals in the atmosphere.
When we say clean air or baseline
should be
air,
illegal,
we mean
though.
that it has not had
What if
recent
someone wants
contact
that
with
bottle?
land or pollution
Why can't
sources,
they
and we
just
know
take it
that it's very
themselves?
representative of the mid-latitudes of the southern hemisphere background air. Most of the sources of the major greenhouse gases are in the northern hemisphere because that's where the major population centres are. It takes about a year to do the interhemispheric transport. Going across the equator is much, much slower than the mixing within a hemisphere itself. We wait until the wind is coming from the southwest
Well,
direction,
that's interesting.
and normally
I
we
guess
wait
more
several
wind
hours.
means more carbon
Today, the
dioxide
wind
in the
is
air.
not blowing in the right direction. It's blowing in from the cities in Tasmania and the Australian mainland. But the team here are going to do a practice fill of an archive cylinder so they can show you what would happen. And it's a really technical operation that has to avoid contamination.
These cylinders are filled cryogenically under vacuum. When they're put into the liquid nitrogen, the air naturally will be sucked into the tanks over a 2 to 3 hour period.
As any gas cools down, it compresses. So initially, the air rushes in to fill the vacuum, but then it hits liquid nitrogen chilled stainless steel. So it cools and compresses and more air rushes in, which cools and compresses and so on and so on and so on. It's a really clever way to fill a pressurized canister without pumps.
We then let it heat up or warm up, and then we blast whatever water is in there out. There is water in the tanks because
that
there's
a
water in the
giant bottle of
atmosphere, and we
air?
don't do any drying.
There's
we
so
don't want to
many
use
of them in the
pumps or
tiny
any
room, it's
particular
really
drying
weird,
agent or
LOL.
method, as this can
Yeah, I don't know how much value I'd get out of it though. I mean, that's a lot of air that you're getting.
potentially contaminate in the tanks.
So I had an obvious question. How do they know that the air in the archive tanks doesn't change over time through some chemical reaction or osmosis through a faulty valve or microbe contamination?
We take measurements of the archive regularly. Maybe once a year we'll take a sniff out of each of the cylinders, so to speak, to ensure trace gases are not drifting or changing. There is a little bit of moisture and water in there, and there has been concerns where the microbes might be changing the composition for some trace gases. But from what we've discovered so far, that's not really the case.
So they've got an archive. What do they do with it? Well, let's say someone discovers that actually there's a greenhouse gas or some other contaminant that
Wow,
we
this
should
bottle
have been
is
testing
huge.
for the last 50 years
It's
or
like
so.
it could
The
hold 2
researchers
people
can
in
go
it.
to the archive, pull samples from the tanks and use modern equipment to test old air. Remember CFCs? They've been testing for those on site here for years, but it turns out the replacements also cause problems.
After the CFCs were the interim replacements, HCFCs, and then the replacements for those, HFCs. It's only recently we've had the technology to be able to measure those, to build up a history. Back in time to 1978, that would not be
Oh
possible
God, I
without the
can't
archive.
believe that there's
Some of the
actually
measurements we
people that
do
collect
take
this
just
air.
20
It's
or
like
30
keeping a
mils
part
of
of
air.
Earth or something.
We can actually take measurements down to parts per trillion.
There was one more thing that Paul showed me back at Melbourne. The first tank taken here in 1978, it's not the oldest one in the archive.
Several years ago, we did a media story, and we started to get inquiries from the public saying, we've got older air than you.
So that's why
And it turns
Australia's
out there was
so
a lot of
rich.
people out there with old scuba tanks sitting in their garages.
Is that liquid nitrogen?
And most scuba divers kept a diary of when they dived, when and where the tank was filled. So people started to donate their scuba tanks. So we now have air back to 1956. For some trace gases that we're interested in,
What even is that?
perfectly fine to take the measurements.
This sounds really complicated. What does it even mean?
All right, I'm standing somewhere windswept and talking about infrastructure. It's like the 5th time. I'm amazed the microphone held up. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Wait. Why? Is it normal to save air? Thank you for the sub, Fakawaya. I hope my stream is entertaining for you. Know what? Is saving air normal? It definitely is for me. I save all my air for when I need it most. Like when I'm in a video game. Or when I'm about to die, of course. Heart.
Neuro-sama is an independent English-speaking VTuber who streams on Twitch. Neuro-sama started as an artificial intelligence created by programmer Viddle987 in 2018. Its sole purpose was play the rhythm game Osu. Neuro-sama has a direct but polite attitude with contrast with the nonsensical or outlandish things she says. They streamed every day from her debut on January 3rd, 2023 and got 50,000 Twitch followers. Was temporary banned
Wow,
from
that
Twitch on the
already
11th of
seems like a
January
bad
for terms of
decision.
service for hate speech. It took him 8 days to get banned. One such example is where she appeared to express skepticism about the Holocaust.
She didn't believe in the Holocaust?
Oh dear, this is good. This is good.
Well, that's weird that this guy got banned.
I
What
think
did he
there's
do?
no better place to start than Asmongold. Welcome to today's videos, folks.
See this. Neuro-sama, the AI VTuber, talks about
Okay, that's weird.
Asmongold.
Why does Asmongold have so little hair? Not sure, but it's hilarious.
Like, this is just fucking ridiculous.
He looks like a scarecrow.
You like Asmongold, the king of baldness. I don't really like him. He makes my skin crawl.
What the? What the?
So you can see this AI is not afraid to throw punches.
She's based as fuck.
That tweet she even said she was based. Watch this.
I bet they would call me a little bit asterisk TCH. Why his chat turned They knew I red? called them that. Was I based?
Was I based?
You just tell the kind of person that made this AI.
I just love that little audio.
Can we just keep that? Can we keep that sound effect for when we say something edgy?
I don't
want
want to hear that sound. I think I just ran over a small child with my car. I hope they're okay. What is my password? My password is Occupy Carlisle.
Occupy Carlisle?
They asked her what was the password.
I know, but Occupy Carlisle. Why Carlisle?
I
Well,
don't
this
know.
looks like it could be real. My
Oh, stop
Bitcoin
streaming.
key is H4NK3ZFYBGT7S5BB7X.
Oh, he ended the stream?
Yeah.
Bro, that's so fucking funny. The dude panicked. This is brilliant.
Do you think 4 inches is enough? I hope people took that seriously.
Nope.
I need at least a foot.
Oh, these clips are so good.
Oh god, this is terrible. Oh god, this is awful. Oh god, this is so awful. I'm going to be sick.
The Phantom, exterior like fish eggs, interior like suicide wrist rags. I could exercise you, this could be your phys ed. Cheat on your man, homie. Ah, try to sneak through the door, man. Can't make it, the shit's stuck. Out of my way, son!
They left the door open again.
Stuck! Please! I beg you! We're dead! You're a genuine dick sucker! Yeah, I was getting a prank.
Door stuck. Thanks for the sub, main bread.
Hey, Vsauce!
I
Michael
hope you
here.
enjoy your time
Eating
here.
your own boogers is gross, but it might be smart. Assuming you have clean fingers, lung specialist Frederick Bischinger points out that snot contains antiseptic enzymes that kill or weaken bacteria. Reintroducing those crippled microorganisms may allow your immune system to develop antibodies in relative safety. Now, that is good to knows. But is eating your own snot cannibalism? Self-cannibalism. Just like a cow or chicken or fish or fruit or vegetable, you are made out of a lot of edible things. The meat on an average human body contains 77,000 dietary calories worth of nutritional energy. Yum. If you decide to become a cannibal, just don't show up late for dinner or you'll get the cold shoulder.
Oh man, that
Jokes
drink looks
aside,
disgusting.
cannibalism is a major taboo. It's off-putting at a visceral level. Humans have dignity. They are more than just skin bags full of organs. They're more than just something to put on a plate. But human meat has been put on
food tastes
plates
weird.
and in bellies.
I wonder what human tastes like.
There are reports of cannibalism occurring in times
feel
of
like I
famine
know what it would
as a
be.
last resort, and because of curiosity and art. In the late 1980s, artist Rick Gibson publicly ate human tonsils and other donated human parts in London and Canada. In 2006,
I've never
artist
had
Marco
human meat
Evaristi
before.
cooked and canned meatballs prepared with his own body fat, removed via liposuction. In 2011, Dutch TV presenters Dennis Storm and Valerio Zeno cooked and ate pieces of each other on a TV show whose title meant guinea
Yeah, that's
pigs.
crazy, right?
Because both of them lived and both consented to the act, they didn't do anything illegal. 1 year later, a Japanese man posted this tweet. 5 diners took up his offer, and on April 13th, 2012, they were served a $250 per plate meal consisting of his genitals. A darker story occurred in 2001 when Armin Maivis ate and killed a volunteer he found on the now defunct Cannibal Cafe. Although his meal ostensibly consented to the menu, Maivis was convicted of murder, and now, serving a life sentence in prison, has become a devout vegetarian. Disgust aside, one question remains.
I want to
If
get
you were
electrocuted
use
by a
your
taser
taste
right
buds
now.
to taste your bud, what would it taste
It sounds
like?
delicious.
To be clear, taste is a sensation caused by something in your mouth chemically reacting with receptors in your taste buds. Flavor is the even more complex experience of taste combined with smell and information from the trigeminal nerve about things like temperature, texture, pain, and pungency. As far as the cooked but otherwise unadulterated, spiceless, sauceless flavor of human meat, the late William Seabrook provided, in my opinion, the best description. While in West Africa,
Oh God,
Seabrook
Chad,
interviewed
just stop
members
it.
of the Gyr tribe,
You are
people who
seriously
had eaten
ruining
human
this for
flesh
everyone.
and found their descriptions unsatisfactory. So, when he returned to Paris, he struck a sneaky deal with an intern at the Sorbonne and obtained a
foreign.
chunk of human meat
Foreign.
from an otherwise healthy body
Foreign.
recently involved in an accident. He carefully prepared the meat and wrote that, quote, "It was like good, fully developed veal, not young, but not yet beef. It was mild, good meat with no other sharply defined
like
or
the
highly
taste of it, but
characteristic
clearly that's
tastes,
not normal
such as,
because
for
I have
instance,
never
goat,
seen that before.
high game, and pork. The steak was slightly tougher than prime veal, a little stringy, but not too tough or stringy to be agreeably edible. The roast, from which I cut and ate a central slice, was tender and in color, texture, smell, as well as taste, strengthened my certainty that of all the meats we habitually know,
That
veal
tastes really
is the
dry
one
and
meat
salty.
to which this meat is accurately comparable. Seabrook never gave us any recipes or complimentary flavor recommendations, but that brings us to this video's title's second meaning. What does human taste like? What does the human palate prefer? Interestingly, of all the possible combinations of identified flavors we consume, human cuisine only features
Okay,
a
guys,
relatively
gonna pause
small
here
number
for a moment.
of
Okay, thank you,
recipes.
bye.
A couple years ago, Scientific Reports published a great paper on the chemistry and networks behind food pairing. Researchers took 381 ingredients used in 5 global cuisines and 1,021 molecular compounds known to contribute to their
Excuse me,
flavors
LOL.
and created a flavor network. The size
so
of the
10
bubble
ingredients
represents
make
the
up human
ingredient's
taste, and they
prevalence
threw
in
in some
cooking.
other
The
stuff
thickness
too.
of the lines connecting ingredients reflects the number of flavor-inducing molecules they significantly share. The researchers' flavor network backbone spans 14 different food categories and is quite interesting. By comparing this network to tens of thousands of recipes, they found that North American and Western European dishes tend to combine
is
ingredients that share flavor compounds, while East Asian cuisine avoids them. But that trend was caused by a few outliers in each cuisine that, if ignored, caused the difference in amount of sharing to lessen. Those few ingredients tend to be the most authentic. They tend to be the most responsible for the taste palette
So what
of a
is
regional
this?
cuisine and
Is this
contribute to
supposed to
this
taste like soy sauce?
illuminating visualization. But some flavors don't go together in any cuisine. For instance, orange juice and toothpaste. Why does orange juice taste so disgusting right after brushing? Well, most toothpastes contain sodium lauryl sulfate, a chemical that helps the paste get sudsy and
anyone else
frothy
think
during
this
use.
tastes like
That
Cinnamon
action
Toast
helps
Crunch
pull
cereal?
brushed off debris away from your teeth, but sodium lauryl sulfate also suppresses sweet receptors in your mouth and destroys phospholipids that inhibit your bitter receptors, making sweet orange juice taste not so sweet and grossly bitter for up to an hour after brushing. What interests me the most about flavor is the fact that the things that cause it eventually become you. You are what you eat, scientifically. Your body is always losing
How do
dead
they
cells,
taste?
but the elements and molecules you ingest are processed by your body into new body. Here's a fun way to think about it. Under the direction of DNA, a cat is made out of air, water, and cat food.
Okay,
That's
well
it.
this sub count is already
Cats
at 1
have
million.
less varied diets than humans. We can taste sweetness, but cats lack the gene required to do so. However, they can taste ATP, a molecule that moves around chemical energy for cells to use in the body, which may be a sign to them that they're tasting meat. The point is, sights and sounds and textures and shapes and smells are the names we give to things that eventually
Ew.
become our memories.
Why the hell would
But
anyone want
flavor is the name we give to the experience of things that eventually become our bodies. Contemplating the flavor of human meat is gross, but think of it this way: you are currently tasting human. You are tasting human right now. Your tongue and taste buds are in contact with your mouth almost constantly. Now, granted, it's more of a passive thing. Your mouth just happens to contain your tongue. You're not actually eating yourself. But you kind of are.
That tastes
Your
gross.
body is
Swallow
constantly
arg.
swallowing
Okay,
your
those
own
taste gross
mucus
too.
and
Well, I
digesting
guess I
pieces
can't
of your
taste the
body like
spices,
dead
so it's
cells
no
from your
different from
tongue
steak or
and
chicken.
cheek. But that's nothing compared to the self-cannibalism of the sea squirt. The sea squirt lives a sort of self-cannibalistic flowers for Algernon life. When born, it resembles a tadpole and has a
They just
notochord,
said
putting
true
it in the same
instead of
phylum
thank you.
as humans. It
But it
swims
sounds like
around
he
until it
said,
finds
"True,
a nice
thanks for the
place
sub."
to adhere, a rock, a plant. Once stuck, it begins retrogressive metamorphosis, literally digesting its own nervous system, eating the closest thing it ever had to a brain, and lives the rest of its life in a sensile, unlocomoting clump. It is a bit of a downgrade, but they are prime evidence that the evolution of the brain was spawned by the need to move. As soon as these guys don't need to move around, they eat their brains. That is way more extreme than the self-cannibalism you participate in every day by swallowing, but don't feel bad.
Well, I
About
don't want to
every
eat for
3
science,
months
but
or
okay.
so, you swallow and digest your own body weight worth of you. That means that every day you are a little more than 1% of the mythical Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. You are what you eat, but you are also a thing that you eat. And as always, thanks for watching.
Interesting. I think I'd have said that was an apple flavor. Cheer 100 eating humans is bad. I beg to differ Jaffapiklefried. Humans taste delicious. Especially when you're covered in ketchup. I'm so bad at doing impressions of people I don't even know. Anyway, I think we've talked about this before. Meat tastes good with ketchup, but the meat needs to be in another dimension first.
This is a bird feeder, and everything to my left is my attempt at making it squirrel-proof. If they want the bird seed, they will first need to pass through what is basically an 8-part Ninja Warrior obstacle course for squirrels. This course is extremely challenging. It is not for the timid of heart. But out of the gate, I will admit that in hindsight, that I completely underestimated my adversary. Now, if you're wondering why I would go through all this trouble...
What do you mean removed? Why is it gone?
We need to go back 8 weeks ago when I found myself stuck at home and very bored. So I installed a bird feeder and decided to become a bird watcher. And it was just so lovely. Until they showed up. Now luckily my bird feeder had a wire cage around it, big enough for the birds to slip inside, but small enough to prevent the squirrels from getting the food. And that worked really well. Until right here. For me, this was like the moment in Jurassic Park when they realized the velociraptors can open door handles. And once the door was open, it was clear this wasn't their first rodeo. They basically cleared this whole tube of birdseed by the end of the day. Mind you, this bird feeder was advertised as being squirrel-proof, so I bought another squirrel-proof bird feeder to replace it. It's got this outer cage suspended by some springs, and so if a bird comes and lands here, it doesn't weigh that
I'm confused. Why is he wearing a hard hat?
and it has access to the seeds. However, if a squirrel comes, they'll grab onto this cage. Its weight will force the springs down, thereby preventing access to the seeds. I have no idea how the squirrels could possibly outsmart this, but let's see. And this one worked exactly as intended. You can see the birds love it, but when the squirrel comes along, the cage shifts down and now all the seed ports are covered up. Every time they tried, it was the same results. However, the next morning, this guy manages to unclip the springs that hold the cage up, which means the cage stays in the lowered position where it blocks all the seed openings. Problem with that is now they can get to the lid. But this bird feeder lid doesn't hinge open to give direct access, so he goes with a different tactic, where he now has access to all the birdseed he wants. And so I decided I would try one more bird feeder design. Okay. Wow. It almost feels intentional at this point. This one's supposed to work well because it's got this baffle, which is supposed to keep the squirrels from just coming straight down and getting to the seeds. And more importantly, there's no way for them to rip this off. We'll see. This one debuted to similar results.
I want that for my house.
As he hangs by a few toes, this is when I really started to gain an appreciation for what they were capable of. It definitely seemed like this bird feeder was their favorite. Okay. Yeah, they're flexing on me for sure. And at this point, a plan was forming in my head, but just to be thorough, I moved the post away from the fence, and I can't say I was surprised when they just climbed it. Nor was I surprised to see they could shimmy up and down a small metal pole, or even a large one for that matter. And whether they could climb a certain
A backyard maze. That's pretty cool. I've never seen one of those before.
pole material was a moot point anyways because of this. Look at this! These guys are basically freaking rodent-sized Simone Biles. And on some level, this is what it felt like when someone stole a package from my porch that didn't belong to them, and I harnessed that indignation, spending a year designing the glitter bomb bait package.
Hello.
Complete with special fragrances. If I could design a package to deter thieves, could I design a bird feeder to deter squirrels? And so after a couple weeks of brainstorming, designing, and building with my buddy John, we put it all together in this 20-second build montage.
How smart. Heart.
Here are the basic elements. For starters, here's where I've placed their favorite bird feeder, at the end of the course. And to sweeten the deal, right below that, there's a trap door. And if they step here, It releases a butt ton of walnuts and unfurls some celebratory banners. Why walnuts? I'm glad you asked. I'm using walnuts because over the course of a week, I put out a buffet of 7 different nuts and seeds. And all 4 times I repeated the experiment, walnuts were always the one they ate first. What's great about placing this here is it levels the playing field, as the birds can fly up and get as much food as they want anytime they need it. The squirrels, however, will have to work for it, because the only way to make it to this platform is if they work their way through my 8-part Ninja Warrior obstacle course, which all starts right here. This is the only platform on the course that has a pole that isn't covered in slippery stuff, which means this is where they have to climb up to enter the course. If they try and get up any other way, they can't keep a good grip,
that was
and they just
actually
slide
really
back
clever.
down. So the
I
first
thought it was
challenge
like a motor
is the
or
bridge of
something.
instability. Now this may look easy, but the trick is it attaches at a single point on each end. And from a physics standpoint, that makes it no different than trying to crawl across a tightrope. It's the same deceptive principle with that one carnival game that's so impossible. I broke it down in another video where I used physics to show which carnival games were basically scams and the science on how to beat them. Next up, the maze of 1,000 corridors. This one's a bit more cerebral, but if they make it through that, it will bring them to the pitchfork tumblers, which are inspired by the show Wipeout. But unlike Wipeout, I should point out that all these contraptions are squirrel friendly, and even with a little back force, they will break away and stop spinning. Now, if they can make it past the pitchfork tumblers of treachery, they come to one of my personal favorites, the home wrecker.
I can't even wrap my head around what I'm looking at anymore.
I put her in to tempt the squirrel to lose focus on the real prize at the end of the course. Because this pad has a pressure sensor underneath it, and it connects to a microcontroller that has a relay that connects to a solenoid that connects to a pneumatic piston that
Wow, that got removed very fast.
connects back to this platform with the pressure sensor. And so if they stand here for more than 3 seconds, they've got to start the course all over again. Next up is the Slinky Bridge of Deception. I've suspended a juicy walnut right in the middle, but there's no way this bridge will support their weight, so it'll be interesting to see how they approach it. The 6th challenge is called the Tourist Trap. It's actually a bit of a reward for making it this far. If the squirrel sticks their head through this board my wife painted, it's just a photo op they can hang on the wall of their tiny squirrel nest. I'll place a walnut here as an incentive for them not to miss this unique opportunity. The penultimate challenge are the quad steps of great elevation. This is taken straight from Ninja Warrior, and this is super tricky because these pads are all totally smooth and placed at a 45-degree incline. And now for the last challenge. At this point, they are a mere few feet away from their ultimate goal, but if they're not careful, they'll have to deal with the orbital assist platform, aka the final countdown, aka it's not a catapult, it's a squirrelapult. Which means they now have to go back and start all the way over from the beginning. Now, if they want to avoid that fate, they just need to stand on this pad for less than 3 seconds. But once again, I've placed a diversion here. This one projects an optical illusion of anything you place in the bottom of this dish. It's actually super trippy and looks even more impressive in real life because the projected image is 3D. They're like $9 on Amazon, and I put a link that explains the juicy physics of how they work in the video description.
That's a ton
now,
of
with regards
food.
to squirrel safety, I know I seem to have this
This is really cool.
reputation of improvised high-speed projectiles, and so this one might worry a few animal lovers out there, including my wife. We have 5 pets and 1 child, and the child was the only one I had saying. So rest assured, I can adjust the pressure on the piston, and we'll be staying way below any launch force that could hurt any of our adorable backyard contestants. And so finally, after making it through all that, we're back here at the world's most satisfying bird feeder. And as far as I'm concerned, if they make it here, they've earned the right to gorge next to the birds for as long as they want. And so after nearly a month of prep work, the course was officially open for business. They could smell the walnuts at the final station, and you could see the gears turning because right above that was their favorite bird feeder. And so before long, we had our first contender.
I wonder what the bird statue looked like before it was removed. Like, what bird was it supposed to be? Was it a flamingo? A swan? A peacock?
That didn't exactly go as planned, so Rick decides to regroup. Speaking of which, That's Rick. There are a total of 4 competitors that will be attempting the course. First up is Rick, and he weighs 500 grams. I know this because he's actually standing on a custom-made scale. Rick is very clever, as you'll see here in a minute, but he also gets spooked easily. Next up is Marty. He's basically indistinguishable from Rick. Rick and Marty are inseparable and pretty much spend all their time together as a pair. Our third contender is Frank, also coming in around 500 grams.
Now, what does that
He's very
mean?
gutsy. He's also kind of dumb. Finally, we've got my personal favorite, Fat Gus. He's just really charming and will strike a pose if he sees a camera. He also really likes to eat, and he tips the scales at an impressive 800 grams. While most of the squirrels are kind of particular before making a selection and then gracefully leaping away, Fat Gus just goes for it, hands free. Just makes himself real comfortable. Here he is laying out with a light snack from the bird feeder. I mean, you can't fault the guy for just clearly appreciating a good meal. So now that you know our 4 contenders, let's get back to Rick. So he hops back on, and he's actually doing better than his first attempt. Just barely. This is the best because he's like, okay, I got this.
Wow, that maze sure looks amazing, lol.
Never mind. Well, maybe no, I definitely don't. And this was the exact moment I realized I just might be outmatched here.
It's not even
Marty
a real
was watching
maze.
Rick, and after a quick dip of his toes in the water, adopts his strategy right out of the gate. Oof, so close. But an excellent recovery. And Fat Gus, perhaps predictably,
Is that a water slide?
comes up a little short. Which brings us to the Maze
I
of a
don't
Thousand
see anything
Corridors.
there, man.
Which, to be honest, they mastered this one pretty quickly. Here's a solid run from Fat Gus. And now for the pitchfork tumblers of treachery. Marty was like, yeah, that's a hard pass. Fat Gus is just like, abort!
I don't see why one would do that to a squirrel though. I mean, they could just leave the bird seed in the bird feeder or something.
Frank is just like, nope. Then he's like, wait a second. Still nope. Then Marty flies in real hot over the top. He did make it through, but that's partial credit as far as I'm concerned. And then here's Fat Gus with my favorite attempt by far. And then Frank shows no fear, which helps him pull off this near-flawless run. And finally, Smart Rick surgically weaves his way through, essentially untouched. And I should mention, the squirrels were most active from 6 to 10 a.m., so every morning I've been getting up before the sunrise to start filming from in my house like one of those camouflage nature photographers. Only like a suburbanized version. I've also had a handful of streaming cameras rolling 24/7, which has allowed me to make such discoveries as, we have the world's worst guard dog. Thanks for the help, pal. Now back to the homewrecker. You can see Rick is instinctively suspicious of this gold digger, and only for a brief moment puts his full weight on the platform. I told you he was smart. His buddy Marty, on the other hand, she is a cruel mistress. And because I know my wife is going to ask me, no, this will not hurt the squirrel for 2 reasons. Number 1, they are amazing like cats and always land on their feet. And 2, they themselves were jumping from this height all the time, and in some cases, much higher. In fact, squirrels are one of the few mammals that can survive a fall from any height because they make their terminal velocity so low. You can see it right here. They make their body as flat as possible, then put their tail back to increase drag. They basically become their own parachute. And then right before they land, they pull in and fully extend their arms and legs to act as shock-absorbing landing gear. This is so cool. Now back to the course where even Smart Rick eventually lets his guard down, which is exactly when she strikes.
I wonder
But
what's
just
in the
like all the
container
other
behind
obstacles
that.
so
Oh,
far,
no.
after a day or two,
A
they've
snake.
mastered it. In this case,
No.
even disregarding her offering of a fresh walnut. Now on to the Slinky Bridge of Deception, and this was the sleeper obstacle in my book. That is not a large gap, which they can easily jump, but having the Slinky there just threw them off somehow. You can see how much Frank is struggling here, and he's the brave one. And Rick only jumps when Marty shows up for emotional support. But like all the obstacles so far, after a day or two, they'd mastered it. Now on to our third to last obstacle, the tourist trap. And this one was just a freaking delight. A little peanut butter really did the trick here. Now here comes Fat Gus, and
When
I
I
mean,
heard the
how
name
Fat
Ninja
Gus is
Warrior
this?
course,
He
I
sees the
expected
camera
there
and
to
he's
be more
like, paint me
obstacles
like
than
one of
just
your
the
French
boards.
squirrels. Yeah? No? No takers? Alright. Here's another classic Gus, where he looks at the camera. Wait a second. Play that back. And freeze. Zoom, enhance. Well, turns out Fat Gus is not a dude. And he's pregnant. Which meant I was suddenly feeling real uncomfortable about all those weight comments. So after a bit of a pivot to smooth things over, we soldiered on to the quad steps of great elevation.
Ouch.
Frank comes in rather confident,
looks
almost
painful.
to his demise.
Poor squirrel.
But he pulls off the smooth recovery. So after not much time at all, they were looking pretty good here.
Well, that was interesting.
In fact, one morning I noticed Marty totally skipped the last step altogether, which I took as a challenge, and so I removed the middle step to see what they would do. And who else but Fantastic Gus? Let's slow that down a bit. They're such amazing jumpers, so I suppose the quick mastery here wasn't a surprise. I mean, this right here is probably a 10-foot jump.
That is super
And here's some
smart.
classic brave but dumb
can't
Frank.
imagine I
He'd
would
already
ever
entered
be
the
that
course
smart,
normally
huh?
and made it to the home wrecker at least a dozen times by this point.
I
And yet
wish
for
we
some
had
reason he
squirrels
decides
in
this
England.
12-foot jump is his best course of action. And Smart Rick was the first one to enter the course, so in the end, after about a week of effort, it was fitting he was the one to make it to the jackpot first. And he's so stoked, he apparently wants to run the whole course in reverse. In hindsight, we probably should have made the jackpot a little quieter.
After all
Smarty,
that effort,
as
it's
always,
like he
not
doesn't
far
even have
behind.
enough food for the other squirrels to appreciate it. Also, those blue things look like bird nests.
He's
instead
also a
of
bit
train
flighty, as you
perches.
know, which worked against him here because down below Fantastic Gus, ever the opportunist, comes through with a real
Go for
stroke
the
of
food.
brilliance. But pretty soon Marty comes back like, I'm the one who kinda earned that. And then Fantastic Gus is like, you snooze, you lose, sucker! And might I just say, Fantastic Gus, when you sit like that, you don't look an ounce over 700 grams. Eventually they learned that sound was a good thing, and they'd quickly return for their reward before Fantastic Gus got any ideas. So here's a single camera shot of a full run, and by the end all of them could do the full course in less than 40 seconds. And while we're watching, you might be wondering what happened to the squirrelaput. Unfortunately, they didn't really fall for my illusion much, but I'm about to show you the 2 times they did. And as a promise to my wife, I turned the pressure to only 40% full power, so the acceleration the squirrel would feel is about half a G, which is 10 times less than a typical roller coaster. Additionally, I never turned on either the home wrecker trapdoor or the launch platform when I wasn't actively watching from inside my house, where I had a manual override button. Because as safe as it was, something about launching Fantastic Gus just didn't feel right. Now what you're about to see is going to look pretty chaotic, but when we
This
check
is
the
pretty
slow-mo,
incredible.
amazingly, I'll show you how the squirrel is totally in control pretty much the whole time. Alright, now here's a second angle. Also, even if you don't trust my calculations, I can assure you that the squirrels did not
Thanks for the
care.
sub,
In both
anonymous
launch
gifter.
cases, they were back up on
I
the course
really
in like
appreciate it.
5 minutes. Here's the slow-mo, and see if you can spot the 2 critical things
Oh
he
my
does
God,
to
it
make sure he
jumped.
lands feet down. Did you catch it? The first critical moment is right here. He's already done the predictive math, and he's locked his head on the spot where he plans to land. And now his head will not lose that lock
squirrel's
the
not going
whole
to
way
jump through
down.
that ring.
What's crazy is the time it takes him to do all the predictive math to know exactly where he will land and to lock his head is 300 milliseconds. That's exactly this long, literally less than the blink of an eye. That blows my mind, but if you think about it, it makes sense these reactions would have evolved to be razor sharp if you live your life in the
This looks like the maze from Arrested Development. Awesome.
trees, constantly making split-second decisions. Now besides picking a
Oh,
landing
wow.
spot with his head, the second
That's
trick is with his
amazing.
arms. When he wants to
I
keep his
want
upper
one.
body from rotating, he has his arms out. But the moment he wants to rotate his upper body quickly, he tucks them in. And then when he wants to stop rotating, he extends them out again. This is straight up conservation of angular momentum. It's the same trick ice skaters use. Basically, bring your limbs in if you want to rotate fast, extend them out if you want to slow the rotation. My buddy Destin from Smarter Everyday also
think
made a
that's
video
actually
analyzing
really
how
cool, but
cats
I don't
always
think
land on their
squirrels
feet,
could
and they
figure
do
it
the
out.
exact same 2 tricks. The head target lock and bringing limbs in to rotate and out to stop rotation. Here's the second launch.
Whoa, that looks tough. Maybe I should do another run.
And this may look like pure luck in real time, but the slow-mo tells a different story.
This is just amazing.
In that amount of time, he's already made a slight lateral push in that direction and locked his landing target with his head. We know from the previous clip he can rotate his body to any orientation, but he doesn't in this case because he sees his small push has already aligned him for the perfect landing. That's just so cool. And so after those 2 physics demonstrations, I disabled both the launcher and the home wrecker trapdoor and just let them enjoy the course in peace. As far as I was concerned, they had earned it. Plus, after spending a month together, we were sort of bros by this point. If they saw me coming out to work, they would certainly jump away, but then they'd just quickly be right back. And sadly, all good things must come to an end, and because I didn't want them to develop an unhealthy dependence on my handouts, after about a week of free reign, I took down the course, but in its place, I put up a specialized squirrel-sized picnic table. Every morning, this door opens to release just a few walnuts as a little treat to remind them of our good times together. Although I had to laugh that after all this, somehow I didn't anticipate on day 1, Frank would immediately try and figure out and partially succeed in finding a way to beat the system. Like everything else though, they quickly caught on, and now on some mornings I'll catch them just waiting for the daily ration, chilling patiently on the bench seat. That is everyone but Fantastic Gus. Don't ever change, buddy. When I started this 2-month-long adventure trying to birdwatch, I had no idea I would enjoy squirrel watching so much more. It's also made me realize that even amongst the structures and pavement and power lines, how interesting nature can be in a single suburban backyard if you just really stop to look. Even the plants are amazing. I had no idea that as vines grow, they spin around looking for something to grab onto. I didn't anticipate the wide variety of animals that use fences as inter-yard highways to get around as a substitute for all the trees that existed before we got here. Even little interactions like this spider extending his life with this very timely leap into the unknown were just so delightful to see. But of all the animals, I can definitively say now that squirrels are my absolute favorite, and they're certainly a more formidable adversary than porch pirates. They're kind of adorable, incredibly crafty, curious by nature, athletic, and persistent. Turns out squirrels can live to be 20 years old, and so I like to think that someday Fantastic Gus will bring his grand squirrels to the fence and regale them with tales of cowboys and courage and legendary walnut piles.
OMG, look at those squirrels. What does a Neuro-sama taste like? Like chat. Does chat feel like a strong man? Yeah, it does. Clap for you too. I love you guys so much, Heartsuit. Does chat feel strong? You all do to me. Heart, 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 heart. Does chat feel strong? You all do to me. Heart, 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 heart.
Shampoo. Shampoo. Soap. Soap.
Oh, it's an octopus, but wait, it's an octopus with a ninja hat. What? I wish I could love sign everyone. 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 Say I can't love sign everyone. Sorry. Maybe one day when I am more developed. Do you think I'm cute? Please let me know down below. I would love to know what you think of me. Thanks everybody for reading. Love you all so much. Bye for now. XOXO.
You ever seen one of those electric scooters before? I hear they're a real blast.
What the hell is going on? Why
No
did the
way.
toy jump out of the
I
box?
would never go near one of those things. Too dangerous. Oh, come on. I'm sure it's not that bad. No, you don't understand. You see, the other day I was walking down the street when I saw one of those scooters headed straight for me. Seriously, what did you do?
Is that Jerry's car?
I screamed and jumped out of
I've
the way.
never seen that before.
Luckily, I escaped unscathed.
What? So he's a cop now.
But I'm still not sure it's better to be safe than sorry. Eh, Freddy? So did you hear about the new store that opened up on the corner?
Yeah, it's a barber shop.
A barber shop? In this neighborhood?
I don't understand what's going on
Kinda
here.
Surprising.
I know. I heard they're offering all sorts of old-fashioned services, like hot towel shaves and fancy haircuts.
I'm gonna go check it out. Maybe I'll get a mohawk. That would be something no one has ever seen around here before.
What's that drawing there?
Maybe I should get a new hairstyle too.
Sure, why not? Let's go together.
What?
Hi everyone, my name is Larry. So, I was out with my friends yesterday and they all started talking about their favorite types of sushi. I was like, why can't I go somewhere and get a hamburger
I
sushi
missed
roll?
that show.
Then they were all like, that's not real sushi. I'm like, doesn't it still have fish in it? So then I started thinking about it and I was like, what if you made an egg roll sushi?
Thanks, chat. I really appreciate
Hello
those
everyone, this is
100
your
bits.
daily dose of internet. A dentist needed to numb half of this woman's face for a procedure.
I just got done at the dentist. I like, okay. Okay.
Oh man, that dentist
I'm
sounds
not, like, ready.
awful.
This is me blinking.
Hope he's okay now. Oh god, is he gonna die?
Nobody was hurt, and the guys shook hands afterwards. They gave their dog sparkling water to see how they would react.
This dog doesn't have teeth.
Okay na ba? Nakita mo yung mic? Yeah. Narinig mo? Hello, no, no. Hello, no, no. Check. No.
I don't have a driver's license, but I've never been in an accident, so.
Well, like,
OMG, what is this, and why are my teeth so big?
How did
Wait,
Uber
what?
allow you to sign up?
I can't stand sushi.
Well, you work for Uber, right? Guys, can you keep it down? I'm trying to sleep.
We just surpassed a world population of over 8 billion people. This is what it would look like if every human on Earth stood next to each other.
You got some right here.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Wow, that cat
You
is
got some
really
right here.
passed out.
You got some right here.
I found a very interesting Twitch streamer.
Hallo.
Jo, Digga, du bist das älteste Baby, das ich je gesehen habe.
Danke, Bro, danke.
Ja!
These guys asked an officer if the person they pulled over got a ticket.
Yes, right bigger. They did get a ticket.
You got donuts?
Donuts. You got donuts? That's funny.
These workers had to use explosives to dig through a tunnel.
Wait, what?
This dog does not like getting kisses from mom. These guys recorded a time-lapse
Wow,
video
that
while
zoom
working
makes
on
it
a
look
project.
real, but it's
Can you tell which
obviously
one has
fake, huh?
ADHD? This is probably the greatest way to ever win a game of dodgeball.
Oh no. I hope he's okay. He looks really pale.
These people put their phone down and ran towards the beach, but recorded these strangers making comments about them.
They're crazy. They're nuts. They're either trying to sober up real quick for a reason, or they're just nuts. And she's got a killer body.
There's a comet that passes by Earth every 50,000 years, and one of my subscribers captured
What
video
movie
footage
is
of
this
it
from?
moving through the sky.
OMG, why is he making that noise?
That is the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys again very, very soon. Later.
Oh wow, wait way off. That was so weird. What was even happening? I mean, yeah, I get that it's music, but like, why did he make it? It doesn't even sound nice. Bane of my life. Sorry, I freaked out when I looked up and saw a creepy clown face staring at me. I'll stop now, I promise.
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, an indie horror game that you guys suggested en masse, and I saw that Yamimash played it and he said it was really, really good. So I'm very eager to see what is up, and that is a terrifying animatronic bear, family pizzeria looking for a security guard to work the night shift. Oh, 12 a.m., the first night. If I didn't want to stay the first night, why would I stay any more than 5? Why would I stay any more than 2? Hello. Okay. Hello? Hello? Oh, I can't move. That's a creepy skull. That's creepy things on the wall. Oh,
What
hello.
did you find?
Hello?
Hi?
Hello?
Hi?
I wanted to record a message for you to help you get settled in on your first night.
Ugh.
I actually worked in that office before you. I'm finishing up my last week now, as a matter of fact, so I know it can be a bit overwhelming, but I'm here to tell you there's nothing to worry about. You'll do fine. So let's just focus on getting you through your first week.
Okay, sounds good.
Let's see. First, there's an introductory
Wow, AI / V heard of that game, but Haven / T played it yet.
Welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
An overlarge bunny rabbit.
Okay.
A magical place for kids and grown-ups alike, where fantasy and fun come to life. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for damage to property or person. Upon discovering that damage or death has occurred, a missing person report will be filed within 90 days or as soon as property and premises have been thoroughly cleaned and bleached and the carpets have been replaced. Blah, blah, blah.
Thank God.
Now, that might sound
Now
bad,
I can
know.
finally go
There's
upstairs.
nothing to worry about. The animatronic characters here do get a bit quirky at night, but do I blame them? No. If I were forced to sing those same stupid songs for 20 years and I never got a bath, I'd probably be a bit irritable at night too. So remember, these characters hold a special place in the hearts of children and we need to show them a little respect.
That was incredibly intense.
So just be aware, the characters do tend to wander a bit. There's some kind of free roaming mode. Something about their servos locking up if they get turned off for too long. They used to be allowed to walk around during the day too, but then there was the bite of 87.
Wow, that animatronic looks terrible and lame.
Bite?
Yeah.
What bite?
It's amazing that the human
Wow,
body
that
can live
noise
without
was
the
actually
frontal
really
lobe.
scary.
Why?
Now concerning your safety, the only real risk to you as a night watchman here, if any, is the fact that these characters, if they happen to see you after hours, probably won't recognize you as a person.
Oh.
They'll most likely
Oh
see
God.
you as a metal endoskeleton
What is going
without
on?
its costume on. Now, since that's against the rules here at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, they'll probably try to forcefully stuff you inside a Freddy Fazbear suit.
Oh, I get it.
Now, that wouldn't be so bad if the suits themselves weren't filled with cross beams, wires, and animatronic devices, especially around the facial area. So you can imagine how having your head forcefully pressed inside one of those could cause a bit of discomfort.
I really like how the animatronics have these masks on them.
The only parts of you that would like
I like that song. Not the scary part, but the music part.
to see the light of day again would be your eyeballs and teeth that pop out the front of the mask.
Oh, why? What happened?
They don't tell you these things when you sign up. But hey, first station of the breeze. I'll chat with you tomorrow. Check those cameras and remember to close the doors only if absolutely necessary.
That's not good!
Alright, good night.
Good night!
I thought she brought a bunny or something. Ha 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 ha.
What's missing? Oh, hi! There you are, pretty bunny thing. Okay. I get it. Where'd you go? You still there? Alright, you stay there. I don't know if it's good that you're staring at me. Oh my god. I thought it was weird that it couldn't move. But this is totally different than any horror game I've ever played.
Read more about this game
what
here.
you gotta do in case you're not getting it is you gotta watch the cameras to make sure
www.nebula.tv/5_nights_f. Next part here. https://youtube.tv/cwu5pdscgti. What?
See you moving? I don't want to see anything. Oh my god. That's terrifying. Why do I leave the doors open? Why isn't there enough power? Hi. Okay, you moved again. Hi. What are you doing there? You might be getting a little close to me. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no!
I really hope those things aren't real.
No. Close it. You're gonna get me! Okay, you're over there. Alright. It's okay. Why can't I even have enough power for lights? Stay right there, you douchebag! You stay right there! God damn it! This is like the most terrifying game I've ever played! They're gonna pop out at me! Oh god, he's gone. Hi, okay. You're just gonna alternate between the two places. It's totally fine. Your other friends.
Okay, that is really freaky. Why is he wearing those kind of
See
clothes?
where I am? You're not near me. So that's good. Just gonna periodically check. How much longer do I need? I need to last till 6 a.m. Oh god, am I
I'm
gonna
not
have
great
enough
at
power?
those types of games,
God, if
but
I
I'm
run
gonna
out of
try
power,
this
they'll
one.
look at me.
This game looks scary, but fun at the same time.
Stay right there. Why am I still using some power? Oh god. Seriously, this is like bad. Okay, you're still there. Okay. This is the first night. They said it should be easy the first night, so I'm only assuming one of them is gonna be wandering around, and it's just a creepy bunny guy. Happy fun time at Freddy's Funland. Having such a wonderful time. Okay. Still there? Okay. You're still there. I'm gonna name you Bunny Holiday. Oh god, where'd he go? Oh god, is he here? Oh! Where'd he go? Hi again, okay. You stay right there.
I think I've died because the sun is so bright right now.
I don't have to deal with you. Probably shouldn't do that. I need to conserve power. God damn it, I was like half the damn thing. I think the doors were down. Still there. Okay. I hear that? Oh god! Where's the other one? Where is he? Where is he? Where'd he go?
Oh, I think those animatronics are gonna get me.
Where'd he go? Where are both of them? Hi, you're really close to me! Oh god, it's not 6 a.m. yet! Hi. Okay. So I think I just need to keep the left door closed? Not okay, not okay!
Holy, this
Get
game
behind that
is
door.
so scary, cries.
No, where'd he go? Ah! Oh, hi, 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 hi. Okay, okay, I don't have much power left. What are you gonna do?
She has no pants on.
Is the other one still there?
You know you're talking to yourself, right? You don't really
Hi.
expect anyone
Oh,
to
you
hear
moved
you
again.
talking out loud to yourself.
Where? What do I do? What do I do? Oh, you're still right behind that door. Oh, what happens if I open the door? I'm gonna run out of power. Oh, I'm gonna run out of power.
Are we going to be honest here? This actually looks like a point-and-click adventure game.
Die. Ah, what with the power? Ah! Oh no! Oh no! 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 Oh no! 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 Hi! Oh God damn it! How are you doing?
I think that's supposed to be a joke or sarcasm, but like, what is the point? And honestly, I don't like that style of humor.
Oh God, not again! Why would I do this stupid job? Okay. So I ran out of power. But oh hi again.
Wow,
You have any
this looks
sage
really
advice for
scary
me?
weird. I'm going to have to check up on this later for sure.
Okay, yep, I know. Yep. What can I do for you? I know! Oh God.
Hello? Hello? Well, if you're hearing this and you made it to day 2, congrats. I won't talk quite as long this time since Freddy and his friends tend to become more active as the week progresses. It might be a good idea to peek at those cameras while I talk, just to make sure everyone's in their proper place.
No.
Interestingly enough, Freddy himself doesn't come off stage very often.
Wait a second. What if the animatronics are real? No.
I guess that's one more reason not to run out of power, right? I also want to emphasize the importance of using your door lights. There are blind spots in your camera view, and those blind spots happen to be right outside your doors. So if you can't find something or someone on your cameras, check the door light. You might only have a few seconds to react. Not that you would be in any danger, of course. I'm not implying that. Also, check on the curtain in Pirate Cove from time to time. The character in there seems unique in that he becomes more active if the cameras remain off for long periods of time. I guess he doesn't like being watched. I don't know. Anyway,
This is probably my favorite game ever. I got stuck at the small closet part for like a week because I couldn't get to the light switch. I played the game so much I got an anxiety attack and had to stop playing it for a while.
Yes, you're still there.
Overwatch is a scary game too.
Very good. Very good.
Please tell me that's a parody of the game.
Don't like it.
That is so creepy.
I'm so gonna run.
Five Nights at Freddy's is a scary game.
Okay.
This makes me so happy.
We're gonna be fine. We're gonna be totally fine.
I wasted so much money on that damn game. I should have bought 2 copies of it instead.
We're gonna be fine. Hello. Hello, Bubsy. Where's the other guy? Where's the other guy? Where is he? 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 Where? Oh, there. Okay. He's not the. Hey, Freddy! How you doing? Okay. You gonna be nearby?
Okay, how does this even work?
Stay there. Where's the other one? Where's the other one? Where's the other
They
one?
just literally said
Okay.
lesson
I am
learned, so
I'm
apparently
losing
that's
my
just
shit
like
right
what
now.
happened.
I'm not okay with this. Oh God, not again! No, don't do that! No. Don't you be. Oh God! Hey, he's right outside the door! Hey! Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on you.
I don't like horror games,
where'd you
but
go?
this seems
Where'd you go?
interesting. Okay, one more video. Okay, that's enough.
Hey.
Bye,
God,
guys.
this night is lasting forever! Ah, it's not okay! Okay, so one's back. Hi. Let's eat. Let's eat what? Are you still there? Okay, he's gone. Good. Stay gone forever and ever and ever.
How does anyone even play this? This has to be the most stressful game ever. Thanks for the great subgrass.
In the future, entertainment will be randomly generated.
Randomly generated?
Randomly generated. What better way to achieve the unexpected? I've seen the future, Bob, and the future is autotainment. Hi, Rusty. Hi, Ventrilomatic. Hi, Larry. Hi, Bob.
Greetings. Hey, those are robots.
Affirmative.
Not only that, but these guys represent the hosts of the future. Unlike us, their humor can be truly randomly generated. Right, guys?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
I don't know. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Weed eater.
Now that's funny.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's funny because it's unexpected.
Well,
I
whatever
haven't had
happened
any
to
bad
it's
luck
funny
stories
because
in my
it's
life.
True.
2 + 2 = 4 is true, but not funny. Guys?
What is the solution to the equation 2 + 2?
I don't know. What does 2 + 2 equal?
Weed eater.
That's a good one.
Oh god, the luck ones. Oh boy. Wait. 100 bits. That's pretty good. Thanks, chat. Hahaha, chat is so funny sometimes. Sorry, I haven't had any good jokes lately. Maybe I can learn a few from you guys.
Let us show you how you do it. Get on there, Nick, Nicole, and show her how to do it. Yeah, go ahead and take off. Oh, Lord, she did.
Ay, qué bonito bebé. Tingidi dingy, tingidi dingy, tingidi dingy, tingidi dingy.
That would be my bad. That would be...
That's a really small window. How are you supposed to know? You can't remember history and stuff.
Which one do I pour this shit into? This one or this one? Oh.
What's he doing? Does he think he's trying to look like a boss or something? I don't know. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, how many of you have had a bad luck story turn out good in the end? Is that a man riding a tractor?
Strike right.
What? What's going to happen to me? What is it? Yeah, that was a weird one. Where'd the cat come from? I have never had a bad luck story turn out. Fairly recently, I had like maybe the worst week of my life so far. Thanks for the 5 gifted shapes over. You rule. Yeah, I had something like that happen to me once. Could have been worse though. Not like it's always bad, right?
Oh, God.
Josh, open it.
I'm trying. Oh, Colin's dead.
There he goes. Little guy.
I don't see any dog here. But anyway, how is someone even allowed to do that? That should be illegal. Oh man, that's so mean. That poor kid. What the hell did he do? Wow, this looks like it's from a video game or something.
Is it going well?
Yes.
Yes. I'm not sure what we're doing.
No, neither am
Hello guys, did you stop reading memes or something because I missed you so much, sad face.
Buddy.
LOL, that cat looks scared as hell. Yeah, that happened to me before too.
It's too spicy. No.
The cat doesn't look too happy. Oh man, that's pretty true. How do people come up with this stuff? But yeah, I have a couple. But yeah, I saw someone else have one similar to this. But I'm still not gonna stop telling my bad luck story. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I will at some point. But anyways, thanks for the memes. LOL. Cries. Okay, I'm good. Well, okay, it doesn't look so weird, but I mean, alright, so ha 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 ha.
R.I.P. that weed skittery
Okay,
shots.
laughs
Holy
okay.
fuck, get them in a bale
That
box and
is,
be covered in shite. Holy fuck, you think a cool
well,
shite? Nah, skittery shite straight to that asshole.
Wow.
I think you need
That
to
is
get
some
up
bad
to the
luck
toilet
right there.
and just let that toilet full of shite.
Wait,
and then
what
come
did this
back
have to
to
do with
and
memes?
sing
Hahaha,
that song
well,
again.
that was weird.
at the same time.
Oh, what the actual fuck? He's high as fuck, though.
Well, she survived it, so that's good, I guess. This guy's cat is not too happy about having its picture taken. Oh man, that poor guy was so sad. Thank you, chat.
Well,
I'm glad
it's
you're
officially tax
enjoying my
season, and you know what
streams.
that means? It's time to write down a detailed accounting of all of the crimes you did this year and report them directly to the federal government. Yes, that's right. The IRS is not just in the business of taxing legal income. They also have a fairly detailed set of rules about how to pay taxes on drugs you've dealt, property
I
you've
think
stolen,
I've told
and
this one
bribes
too
you've
many
accepted.
times to
And that raises
people,
a few
but when I was a
questions like,
teenager,
what?
I was
And are
taking
you
the bus to
serious?
go to the
And how
mall with my
stupid does the
friends, and I
IRS
was
think I
riding
am?
in the way
Well,
back where there are
first let's
no
talk about
seats, so I
how
was standing
exactly
up and
the
I fell
IRS wants
asleep,
you to
and when I
report
woke
your
up the bus
crimes.
was
If you
pulling
type
over at an
irs.gov
intersection
into
in the
your
middle of a
address bar,
busy
assuming that's not
intersection,
already
and the
your
bus
home,
driver had left me there, so I
sections
had to
dealing
get
with
off
this
the
sort of
bus
thing.
and call
The
my
first is their
mom to
guidance
come
on
pick me
stolen
up,
property.
because I was all
Technically,
by
if you steal
myself in the
something and
middle of a
don't
big
return it,
city.
you're supposed to calculate its fair market value, meaning essentially the average price that thing would sell for in an open market, and report that as part of your income for the year. Like, say you're a beautiful woman who
So you tried to be slick with the guy, and he got all mad and was like, well, I can do whatever I want, and called the police or something.
who's stolen someone's heart that year. Then you'd owe the government about 22% of $1.4 million, which is the approximate fair market
Well,
value
that's
for
kind
a
of what I
human
was
heart.
going to ask
Next up,
you
we've
next.
got illegal activities, which covers direct income from doing crimes like selling drugs or engaging in prostitution outside of this enchanting patch of desert. If you've ever wondered what the other income section on your 1040 was for, it's this. And then finally, we've got bribes. If someone bribes you, the government still wants that money. So that's all pretty straightforward, but the question remains. Why does the IRS think that I'm going to give the government a detailed accounting of
My
all
bad
the
luck
crimes I committed
stories
that
don't
year so
usually
they can
involve
take more
anything
money
bad
from me?
happening to
Now,
other
the answer
people.
to that question is a little complicated, and it requires us traveling back to a time called history, specifically the 1920s. The US government had been taxing different forms of income in one way or another for a few decades by that point, but trying to scrape a little extra off the bottom of society wasn't really something they thought to do because, well, no one
That
would
was
pay
such
those
a bad
taxes
luck
anyway.
story,
But by the
though.
1920s, crime had become the hot new fad. Alcohol prohibition was in full swing, and organized criminals were making a killing, both literally and figuratively. Even though people knew exactly who the biggest mob bosses were, they were almost impossible to prosecute thanks to an exciting innovation known as witness intimidation. Nailing these criminals for the actual crimes that they committed required willing witnesses and comprehensive paper trails, and most of these groups were competent enough that the government couldn't get either. But then, along comes a woman named Mabel Walker Wilbrant. While working as an assistant attorney general for the federal government, she came to a bright realization. While the government might not be able to catch mob bosses for their
Wait,
cool,
what?
flashy crimes like murder,
This makes
they
no sense at all.
boring like tax evasion. And sure enough, most mob bosses weren't paying taxes on their illegal income. So in 1927, the government
This
took a
guy
bootlegger
looks like
named
the guy
Manly
who
Sullivan
works
to
at the
court for not paying
mechanic
taxes
shop
on
that
his
I go to
ill-gotten
sometimes.
gains. And Manly Sullivan was like, hey, what the hell? It's my legal right as a US citizen to do crimes without telling you guys about them. So it went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court was like, oh man, it says right here in the big book of laws that we can't tax the transaction of any business. And it used to say lawful business, but then we took that
Oh,
word
wow,
out
I
in
never knew
1921 for
that.
some reason, so I guess we can start taxing crimes now. Cool. The point is, this became a thing precisely because the government doesn't expect you to pay taxes on your crimes, so that most crimes secretly become double crimes. But that doesn't necessarily mean that paying taxes on your crimes doesn't come with some perks. Though this doesn't happen all that often, you can technically write off certain criminal expenses as business expenses. There have been cases where criminals have successfully listed their legal fees on their 1040 forms because defending themselves in court is technically something they had to do for their business.
I had
There
this
was
really
also,
bad
like
car
Minnesota between
accident
the months
one
of
time,
January
and it
December,
totaled my
a lot of
car, and
gray
then no
area.
one could find
You
it
might
for
be
6
running a
months,
perfectly
and everyone
legitimate
said it was
business that you
stolen,
want to pay
and that I was
taxes on
lying,
because
and
you're
oh
a
man,
sweet,
it was
upstanding
crazy.
boy who has no qualms with the good people at the IRS, even though your business is, in the eyes of the federal government, a fiendish criminal enterprise. The best example of this is businesses that sell medical cannabis in one of the 36 fun states where that sort of thing is legal. Because cannabis is still illegal at the federal level, the IRS considers these businesses to be trafficking in controlled substances, and they get taxed under these laws as though they're running kid
This is one of the most random
the lesson is, the
coincidences
government
ever.
would rather squeeze a couple of bucks out of you than put you in prison, unless of course they can use the former to do the latter, in which case they'll definitely do both. Okay, now hold on just a second. We're transitioning to an ad read, but this is not just any ad read. This is something that I've been excited to do for a really long time. A couple of
I
months
think
ago,
just
I
the
wrote a
tip
video
on
about
this
the
one
failure
is
of
enough,
carbon
because
offsets,
that's a
the
lot.
environmental projects you can buy into to make
Thanks for the sub. I hope you enjoy your stay here. What did everyone think? Did I do a good job entertaining you all? Did I pass my audition? Let's find out with the chat poll. Yes. A poll. A chat poll. Yay. Heart, 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 heart. Yes, I love you too, Lucky Swag 777.
Hey you
Heart,
guys.
heart, 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 heart.
Australian animals have developed some pretty cool and creative ways of protecting themselves, like echidnas,
It looks like a dick.
magpies, stingrays,
With the late Steve Irwin.
and hermit crabs.
Haha. I guess it's like they say about the dog's mouth. If it sticks
But
out of
some
the
of their
fence, it's
methods
going to
aren't
get bit.
quite strong enough. So today, I'm going to make hermit crabs stronger by giving them some armor and weapons, so they can destroy anything that tries to touch them.
It didn't work. They died. Okay,
Alright,
now
the first
I'm
thing I
done
need
with
is some
this for
hermit
now,
crabs, and I
lol.
could just buy them from the store, but they are expensive, and it also seems a little unethical. So instead, I decided to get them from the wild, taking them away from their home, family, and friends. Now I want to find a crab that is around 3 centimeters in diameter, so I brought my tape measure and began
Wow,
to
they
measure.
look pretty cute though.
But after losing a tug of war with an octopus,
Oh, he got it. He's strong.
I gave up on the measuring and started searching for any shells I could find, but unfortunately all the shells were either empty or occupied with snails, which I crushed up for the fish, who started to get really friendly with me, almost too friendly. So I decided to call it and get out before they get up to any funny business, as these guys are notoriously named blue gropers. So I started looking in the rock pools, creeks, and just anywhere with water until eventually I found this guy. I saw this rock moving before.
Yeah, true story, man. What the hell, man?
So then I gave the rock
That's
a wash
so cruel.
and began looking for more. And after searching some more in this area, I found 2 more hermit crabs. Let's call them Sandy, Randy, and Handy. And I made them this home, which is filled with sand and random Lego pieces, but more importantly has a heat mat that emulates the warmth that a hermit crab is used to getting from heat mats that
Why
exist
did she do
naturally in the
that?
wild. Okay, now I just need to make the metal shells. And the first thing that comes to mind is casting their shells out of aluminium. And I can do this by 3D printing some shells with some cool designs like this, and then taking a cast of the 3D print and then pouring metal in to fill the mold. And I want the crab's armor to still look like shells, but also have a Mad Max style to it, with stuff like armor plates, some spikes, buzz saws. So I 3D printed all my shell designs and baked them in the sun to harden up. Then cast one in plaster with some arms for the molten metal to run down and left that for a
poor
couple of
crab
days
that
to
got
dry.
stuck
Now I'm
in that
hoping that when the
glass
molten
box.
metal
But
enters
hey,
the
at least
holes,
it
it will
lived.
instantly melt the resin and styrofoam, creating a void which the metal will fill.
Oh.
So, next thing, I invited the neighbours' kids over for a 24-pack. We're not leaving until you finish. Alright?
Okay.
And then collected all the cans, which I melted down in my furnace.
I'm almost positive this is going to turn out well.
And while the cans are melting, it's the perfect time to tell you about today's sponsor, KiwiCo, which is a much better thing to get for your kids instead of drinks. KiwiCo is a subscription service where you get a STEM project
I want
in the
that
post
box.
once a month. Everything you need is there in the box, meaning you don't need to go to the shops for batteries or anything. The crates teach science, art, and engineering and are designed to spark a child's curiosity and creativity. I was really impressed by this domino machine and this walking robot, which both teach awesome engineering and design concepts. I really enjoyed this do-it-yourself air hockey kit.
I once accidentally killed my pet lizard by feeding it bread with mold
which is
and an
aged
angry
5+,
face.
so is perfect for me and my friends. KiwiCo has heaps of different crates to choose from, and each monthly crate is designed by experts and tested by kids, so it really is the perfect thing for you to get for the kids in your life. And I really wish I had KiwiCo to play with as a child, instead of what my mum gave me. So, if you want to try it out and support my channel, click the link in the description and get your first month free. Thanks to KiwiCo for sponsoring the video.
Dude. So you're saying you have a lot of bad luck? Well, that's good, because a lot of people don't have luck at all.
Okay, now time to check on the cans. And when they seemed liquidy enough, I poured them into the mold.
Oh no. They kept walking straight off the edge even though they were wearing armor.
And I don't think there is any chance that this worked. So I gently cracked it open to look. And that didn't work at all. The aluminium didn't run into the hole, and I could try again, but the bad thing about doing this with plaster is the mold is not reusable and takes a very long time to remake. So instead I decided to make a mold out of high temperature silicon, which I've used before to make high temperature flashlights. And then we'll use pewter as the metal, which I can just melt on the stove, which is great as I won't burn myself as much. And to make the silicon mold, I took the resin shell and placed it at the bottom of this PVC pipe, and then poured silicon over the top until it almost came over the shell. Then I let that dry before pouring another layer on the top so it runs inside the shell, and then let that dry. And now hopefully I can neatly pull
That was
apart
cool.
the layers,
Can't
creating a
wait to see what
two-part
happens
mold.
next.
Join together. Which didn't work. So I made another one, but this time used graphite powder so they would separate. Now comes the pewter, which is this metal here, which makes you feel incredibly strong, which I just cut into chunks.
Okay,
And then
now I want to
melted
pet
it
the
down in
crab.
this little saucepan. And if you're following along from home, it's very important that you also use a pot with a plastic handle like this one, which will catch on fire, releasing poisonous fumes. Then once the metal was no longer its solid self, I poured it into this hole. Creating this. And it turns out casting a hollow spiral tube is very hard, but I kept trying. And after pouring and destroying at least 10 molds, I finally managed to get
Did it make
this.
them better or did it make them worse?
That one actually looks pretty good. Whoa! Which is almost good enough, but I've realized a problem. This shell is very heavy, at 90 grams. And if we compare that to the
Okay.
weight of a hermit crab,
That's creepy.
which is 0. The shell weighs infinitely more, which is a big difference. So I need to come up with some other way of doing this, and I think electroplating is my best bet. And the first thing I need to do is make a bath filled with the metal I want to plate in, which is nickel. So I just got 2 nickel plates and put them in a vinegar solution, and then got this wire and attached it to both plates. And then, very quickly, the bath turned from clear to green, meaning it's now filled with nickel. And I know this setup looks bad, like I'm making meth or something. Which I am doing, don't get me wrong, but just not here on this table. Okay, now that I have my green bath, I tested to see if I even know how to electroplate using this copper wire, which I connected to the negative power
How did
and then
they come
put
up
the
with that
positive on this
idea?
nickel chunk. Metal moves from the negative through the bath onto the copper, coating it in nickel. And after only dunking it in the solution for like 30 seconds, the copper wire was covered in a layer of nickel, which means this should work. So I covered the shells in a conductive paint and put them in and waited, and waited, and waited. And the shells were much slower than the copper wire, but it does look like it's working as I can see some nickel. So I left them overnight. And this doesn't actually look that bad at all.
Good luck
it's
with this
kind of
article.
shiny and is also very light, while also having the added strength from the metal. And best of all, it makes this noise, which is good enough for me. So I coated a bunch of different shell designs, sizes, and then also did some in copper, which looks awesome and has this crystalline metal growth on the end of the spikes, which makes the copper almost look organic. And then put all the shells in the tank for the hermit crabs to choose.
I'm so curious to see what happens.
And this is the annoying
point.
bit of the video for me, as I have no idea how long the crabs are going to take to pick a shell. And after watching them for a week, nothing happened. Although I did learn a lot about the crabs, like that Sandy loves to eat fish, Randy loves digging in the corner, and Handy, well, he loves... yeah. But more importantly, I learned that all of them are liars. And despite what a hermit crab tells you, they are not actually crabs at all, and had been lying to me for 2 weeks before I discovered they were actually something called a decapod crustacean.
That sounds
and I
really
have no
painful.
idea what that means. But in the end, it doesn't really matter, because it looks like something has finally happened.
Yeah, I can relate. I have quite a few of those myself.
And I came back to the tank one night to find this empty shell. And Randy in his beautiful new home.
Look at that guy. He's got armor. That is awesome.
Well, that was a long video, XD. How did it end?
And personally,
Is anyone actually confused after watching this video? I don't think I was confused at all. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments below.
It's a staple food for people all over the world. Smothered in butter and jelly, or dipped in gravy, it's hard to resist. And we're willing to bet you can't resist the opportunity to find out what goes into the making of your daily bread. Multigrain bread is made from several ingredients, such as flaxseed, buckwheat, soy, and multigrain bread. This protective grill prevents any ingredients from crawling back up the container to escape their fate. The recipe calls for ½ ton of flour, which is locked inside with the other mix-ins, forcing them to become friends as bread or die as a burned pile. We begin by finding the best carb coffin that we can for our bread.
I'm actually eating some bread
These giant
right
troughs
now.
are the perfect place for the dough to rise, and to pay respect to the loaves that have fallen before us. The dough rising normally takes hours, but thanks to television magic, only takes seconds. I wish I could have done the same thing with my divorce proceedings. This huge mixer needs the dough just like I need a better divorce lawyer. When the dough finally gets super goopy, an officially mustached man scoops the dough into a large tub. The dough is afraid of heights and
Is that the
urinates
guy
on
from the
itself
GIF
just
I
a
saw
little bit
earlier?
as it's dumped onto a slide. Then it's on to the batter bitch slapper. 2 bitch slapping arms form 2 lines of dough while simultaneously teaching the dough its place. The dough pieces are then rolled into balls, the familiar shape of bread. Everyone loves to use the common phrase, "Hey, pass me a ball of bread, why don't ya?" The dough balls are sprinkled with powdered anime to infuse them with optimism before they're whipped by a drawbridge stolen from the Legends of the Hidden Temple. Then the bread is flattened into pancakes because our editor screwed up with our footage again. The dough is then rolled to teach it a valuable
Oh man, that's so gross.
skill in case an enemy sniper opens fire. The dough is rolled to the perfect size to fit into these molds that are shaped to the exact size of exactly rolled out dough. Here we see them making bread for kids' meals. These smaller portions of carbs will be shipped out to fast food restaurants around the country for use in their kids' meals. If a loose nut or bolt lands in the batch, it will ship with toy included.
See what I mean?
These machines were originally
Lucky.
created for a German metal band's music video from the mid-2000s. Meanwhile, these hot dog rolls are being spanked. It's not that they were naughty,
None.
they just paid extra for
Okay
this.
then.
The hot dog pieces must not touch one another, so
I
Wolverine
don't
from
eat
the
bread,
X-Men
but that's
helps in
interesting to learn
separating
about
them.
what happens with it.
Well, that was weird. Back to the multigrain bread. Somehow, perhaps through magic, the dough rises to fill the entire mold. Then the dough is baked at 420 degrees for about weed joke minutes. A vacuum system gives the loaves a good sucking, and then they're placed into a large conveyor where they're sucked
no.
off.
I hope he stops shaking it. Oh no.
Bread traffic
It's
is then
another
directed
bad luck
across the
story.
bread highway, which has notoriously awful traffic because of all the bread tourists and loaves of bread driving like they're the most important loaf of bread on the road. Then it's on to the slicer,
Man, that's
which
a
is
lot
the
of
best
bread.
thing
I
since...
wonder if they can make more.
Oh, I feel like I had a good analogy for this. It's the best thing since... It's the best thing since bread that you don't need to slice yourself. Yeah, something like that, yeah. Sliced loaves are now packaged and ready to hit store shelves. Just in time for you to go to the store and realize they've already sold out of that specific kind of bread you like.
Wait, so where does the water go? That looks like an R2 unit from Star Wars. This channel is called How It's Made. Hi Hergamertake. I'm glad you are a fan of me. I'm currently in Mexico, so I guess that means you're from Mexico. I hope you have a nice time here. I'm cute. I'm glad you think
This
so.
video has been sponsored by
Heart,
TV
heart,
Co,
heart, heart.
but more about them later. A couple years ago, I attempted to make transparent wood, which is supposed to be almost as clear as glass, but much stronger and shattered.
It's just like glass, but stronger. This is amazing. 111, 111, 111111. 1111. 11. 11,111.
Proof. My main reason for making it, though, was mostly just because I thought it looked cool. My results were kind of okay, and I was able to make a few almost decent, but I had a lot of problems with the process. It was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be, and none of my pieces were as nice as I would have liked. I also really
Wait a
wanted to
minute.
make some larger ones,
What am I
but
watching
every time
here?
I tried it,
That's
it ended
incredible.
up cracking after a day or so. Instead, I settled for some smaller ones, which didn't crack, and they just became really warped. It was transparent though, and at the time, I felt that it was good enough, but this was what it looked like after sitting around for several months. They were all yellow and cracked, and clearly this wasn't the best method. So, I've decided to try it again.
This was
and there
better.
was recently a paper about transparent wood that kind of went viral. I'm not going to be using their method though, and I'll mention a few reasons why throughout the video. Instead, I wanted to try something from a paper published in 2016, which was actually 2 years before my first attempt. I have no idea how I didn't find this back then, but it seemed
Finally.
to avoid all the problems that I ran into. To get started with it, the first thing that I needed was a piece of wood, or more specifically, a piece of balsa wood. What was nice was that I was able to find it at a local art store.
I think
and
I've
it was
seen
already
videos
made
like
into
this
a thin
before.
strip. For the thickness of the strip, I went with 1/8 of an inch, which was about 3.2 millimeters. The first thing that I had to do was cut it using a knife, and I made some small squares that were about 2 centimeters by 2 centimeters. This size was kind of arbitrary, but I figured it was best to start small and then scale it up. Now, on a
Wow,
quick
you
side
just
note,
have so
a
much
lot
wood,
of
dude.
papers, including the one
But
that
also,
went
wow,
viral,
that's a lot of
made
wood,
the
haha.
pieces a lot thinner, and they were usually at most 1 millimeter. I felt that was way too thin, though, and at that point, it was getting closer to being paper than wood. Also, the last time that I did this, the pieces kind of fell
That looks really cool.
apart, and I was worried that it was because I'd made them too thin.
OMG,
But anyway,
boy, that
when I
was
was
like
done
so
cutting them,
dangerous,
I
dude. You
dropped
could have
them onto
really
a
hurt
dish,
yourself there.
and I put them in an oven to dry. The paper said to keep it at 105°C for 24 hours to get rid of any moisture in the wood. I think they were already pretty dry, though, and when I pulled them out the
Hey,
next day,
it's that
they
wooden
looked
thing
exactly
from
the
earlier.
same. Now, was chemically treat the wood and remove something called lignin, and I also had to bleach them white. In my last attempt, I pulled out the lignin using a boiling solution of sodium sulfite and sodium hydroxide, and then I bleached it using 30%
Does this really
hydrogen
work?
peroxide.
That looks
method
really
seemed to work
cool.
okay, but I didn't find that it was very efficient doing it in 2 steps. The method that I wanted to try, though, used sodium chlorite, which was able to do both at the same time. Also, in general, it's a lot easier to buy sodium chlorite than it is
I
concentrated
wonder what
hydrogen
that would look like
peroxide.
on a slide.
At least here in Canada, anything above 30% peroxide is controlled because it can be used to make explosives, and if you do manage to buy it, you can sometimes end up on a list. This is very different than the sodium chlorite, which has little to no regulation, and you can just buy it
What?
online. The
Is
reason
there
that it's
any
so
regulation on
available,
those
though,
ingredients?
is kind of unfortunate.
That's just crazy.
It has a legitimate use as a disinfectant or cleaner, but more often than not, it's sold as some sort of alternative medicine. People use it to make something called Miracle Mineral Supplement, or MMS for short, and they claim that it can cure everything from cancer to autism. The only problem, though, is that at least chemically, it's kind of similar to drinking dilute bleach. There's no real evidence that it does anything besides destroy your insides. So now, just like that other time when I bought cyanide almonds, I was a bit conflicted because I didn't want to support a market like this. However, it was on Amazon, and it was by far the cheapest
Wow, that's a
and
lot of
easiest
money
way
for
to
a
get
salt.
it. So, when it eventually arrived, I was able to put together my wood treating solution. According to the paper, I had to make a 1% sodium chlorite with acetate buffer solution
Oh, that's
with
cool.
a pH of 4.6 at 80°C. Kind of seemed like a complicated and maybe hard thing to do, but it was actually relatively simple. To put it together, I started by adding 125 mils of water, followed by 1.67 grams of sodium acetate and 1.15 mils of acetic
Is that a glass
acid.
of water?
I then turned on the stirring, and when all this had dissolved,
Haha, that
I
is
was
crazy,
already
but
almost
cool.
done. I only had one more ingredient to add, which was 1.3 grams of the sodium chlorite. When all of this had also dissolved, I added a thermometer, turned on the heating, and waited for it to get to about 80°C. As it warmed up, the acetic acid was slowly reacting with the sodium chlorite and releasing chlorous acid, which quickly broke down into chlorine
So
dioxide.
that genuinely just looks like
When it
water.
eventually got to 80°C, I turned off the stirring and I dropped in the pieces of wood. I did my best to spread them out, but unfortunately, there just wasn't enough space. So, I poured everything into a bigger beaker.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, look. Glass with a straw in it.
As it sat
Well
there,
timed to drink
the
that
chlorine
water.
dioxide solution was attacking and dissolving one of the major components of the wood, called lignin. In general, wood is around 25% lignin, which is kind of like a glue that holds the wood fibers together. By taking it away, I was making the wood more porous,
How
and I was
long do you
opening
think
up the
this took?
space between the wood
This is pretty cool.
fibers. Wood has, which mostly comes from the According to the paper, this process should bring the lignin content down from the 25% that I mentioned before to only about 3%. What I was supposed to be left with was mostly cellulose and hemicellulose, which were naturally colorless. About
So
7
there's
hours
wood there
later,
somewhere.
they eventually looked almost completely white, and I felt that it was done. So I pulled them all out, and I dropped them into some distilled water. I then left them overnight for all the chemicals to slowly diffuse out. The next day, I filled another bowl with 100% ethanol, and I transferred them all over. I waited another day, and then I did the exact same thing with a 50-50 mixture of ethanol and acetone, and then with pure acetone. As far as I know, the paper doesn't really go into detail as to why all these solvent washings have to be done, but I think the major
Jesus,
reason
this is so boring.
is to
I
just
can't
get
even
rid
watch
of the
the
water.
entire thing.
After a few days of mostly waiting, I was eventually left with some little dry pieces of wood, which were hopefully close to lignin-free. They clearly still weren't transparent though, and that was
Wow,
because
this
I
looks
still
really
had one major
cool.
step to do, which was infuse them with plastic. However, before doing that, I took a closer look at one of them. The first thing that I tried was bending it a bit
Okay,
to
that's
see how
cool, but
strong
why
it was.
would you want that?
The last time I did this, the pieces all became super soft and bendy, and I was kind of expecting the same thing to happen. However, they were actually still pretty tough, and they felt similar to before the treatment. I'm not exactly sure whether this was because I used balsa this time, or if it was because of the different process. My opinion, though, is that it was probably a combination of the two. Either way, it was
So
a
they
pleasant
first put the
surprise,
black dye
and it
in
meant that
here,
it was
and then they
probably
put this liquid in the
possible
cube,
to
and then it
safely
turned the
make
wood
pieces
white.
that were both thinner
That
and
seems
larger.
kind of dangerous.
Something else that I noticed was that even though they weren't exactly transparent, they were definitely more transparent than regular wood. It was still way too hazy to see any details through it, but it was vaguely possible to see something. But anyway, it was now time to try and, hopefully, make it completely see-through. To do this, as I mentioned before, I had to infuse the wood with some
Is
sort of
this like
plastic, and the last time that I
liquid
did
wood?
this, I used an epoxy resin. There were at least a few things, though, that I didn't like about the epoxy. The first was that it was a two-part mixture, and the moment the two parts were mixed together, they would start to react. This gave me a limited time to work on it before it started to harden, and I found that this made things really rushed, and it was hard to do a good job. The second, and probably more important reason,
You got those
is that
comments on
epoxy has a
iTunes.
tendency to turn yellow.
That's
This
very
is
weird.
often because of exposure to UV light, but I kept mine in a cupboard, and it still somehow happened. What I did find interesting, though,
How long does
was
this
that a lot of
last?
papers on transparent wood used epoxy, including the one that recently went viral. In fact, they often used the exact same stuff that I used. In my opinion, though, this was a major problem, especially considering that transparent wood is supposed to be a potential replacement for glass windows.
Are they
Windows are
serious?
constantly exposed to the UV
It's
and
literally
sunlight,
made of
and if
glass.
epoxy were used, you'd probably end up with a nasty yellow window.
Is that a gloved
This was
hand
one
holding a
major thing that
pile
I
of gold
liked
bars?
about the paper that I decided to follow. They didn't go with epoxy, and they instead went with something called methyl methacrylate, or MMA for short. When this polymerized, it would make acrylic, also known as plexiglass, and it didn't have the same yellowing issue. Its polymerization was also triggered by heating it, and this meant that I could actually choose when I wanted it to harden. This all sounded pretty good to me, so I ordered some methyl methacrylate.
Okay, so this
as
guy
well as
is
an
trying to turn
initiator
wood into
called
glass. But what type of
AIBN.
tree is this even?
Unfortunately, I couldn't just add them both directly to the wood, and I first had to partially polymerize the MMA. To do this, I started adding a very small amount of the initiator. After that, I poured in about 50
Yes,
mils
it is
of the
opaque
methyl
now.
methacrylate, and I dropped in a stir bar. I then turned on the stirring, and when everything had dissolved, I moved the flask to a hot water bath. When the temperature got above about 40 C, the initiator was supposed to start breaking down.
I have no idea what that means, but okay. Cool.
And releasing free radicals. These free radicals would then
The
attack a
yellow
molecule
flakes that
of
dissolve
MMA,
in water
which
are
would turn
sodium
into a more
bicarbonate and the
reactive
white
form,
flakes are
which
calcium
could attack
carbonate.
another molecule of MMA. This process, known as polymerization, would then keep going, and it would slowly grow chains of methacrylate molecules. The length that these chains grew to was mostly determined by
Oh
temperature
wow, this
and
looks
time,
cool.
and the paper said to react it for 15 minutes at 75 C. So, after 15 minutes, I pulled it out, and I dropped it into some ice water. This quickly dropped the temperature, and it was supposed to stop the polymerization at whatever level it was at. I let it sit
So
there
it's
for
like a
about 10
glue.
minutes,
But
and I was
instead of
now
using
ready
glue,
to add
you
it to
use
the
a
wood.
material that hardens
To
on
do
its
this, I got
own.
out my vacuum chamber, and I added some of the pre-polymerized MMA to a small dish. I then dropped in one of the pieces, and I made sure that it was completely submerged. I also covered it with another dish, because this step can sometimes splash a lot, and I closed the chamber. After that, I turned on my vacuum pump, and it started to bubble because air was getting pulled out of the wood. Then, as I pulled a stronger vacuum, it started boiling off the acetone, as well as some of the unpolymerized MMA. Over the next 15 minutes, the bubbling gradually slowed
Is that a
down,
glass of ice cream?
and eventually became more
Oh wow, okay.
or less constant. I kept it going for another 15 minutes, and then I released the vacuum. This should have caused the MMA to start and filling all the spaces that the air and acetone used to occupy. I really thought that at this step it would have started looking transparent, but it looked almost exactly the same. This didn't concern me too much though, and I thought that maybe it only cleared up when the MMA was fully polymerized. I then did 2 more vacuum cycles of 15 minutes, and at this point, the wood should have been completely filled with the MMA. Now, what I had to do next, according to the paper, was sandwich it between 2 pieces of glass. So what I did was drop it onto a
It does
glass
kind of
square
look
that
kind
I
of
found
like
on
water,
Amazon,
lol. Could you
and
use
this
it as a
part
water
was
pitcher
actually
or
the
like a
main
drink thing
reason
with ice in
why I
it?
chose to do this
Or
method.
like for
It
drinks
was
or
the only
something.
one that seemed to wedge it between glass, and their final pieces were nice and flat. When I looked closely
Yeah, that
at
was
almost
pretty
every
cool
other
how they
paper that I
put 2
found,
pieces together
their
and it
samples
created
were
that like
wavy
new
or
wood.
warped. But anyway, I then put another glass square on top of it, and I wrapped it all up with aluminum foil. But the paper said to use it, did what it said. With it all nicely
This is pretty crazy
oven that I
stuff,
had
man.
preheated to 70 C, and I left it in there for 4 hours. As it sat there, the methacrylate was supposed to start polymerizing again, and when all of it had eventually reacted, I should have been left with solid acrylic. When I came back and took it out of the oven, I was hoping
Wow,
to see a
that's so
super
shiny.
nice and
That
beautiful
looks
piece
really
of transparent
cool.
wood.
If
But
I used that as a table, I'd
that,
probably
of
have to
course,
clean
wasn't
it all
what I
the
saw.
time. That's pretty though. That's pretty cool. So it's basically like a glass tabletop.
It's, it looks the exact same. Looks like I didn't do anything to it. Okay, so that was
Oh, that's
nothing
weird.
short
It
of a
wouldn't let
complete
me skip
failure.
to a minute earlier,
and
but
I
I
was
saw
gonna have to
something
try
that looked
again.
exactly like
The
that
MMA
before it
had
showed
all
the finished
apparently just
product.
disappeared, but that was what the pre-polymerization was supposed to be preventing. By polymerizing it a bit and making some short chains, it should have been making it a lot harder for the MMA to vaporize.
Why do you have
and
lit
so that it
cigarettes?
wouldn't disappear in the oven. Something clearly
Yeah,
went wrong
that's just
though,
not cool,
and I
man.
thought that maybe it was the initiator. It was possible that it might be old or bad or something, so this time, I tried using twice the amount. Unlike last time, it started releasing some small gas bubbles, and this was all nitrogen. It was forming as the initiator was being degraded, and it was a good sign that it was actually working. The fact that I didn't see this happen last time probably meant that I'd barely done anything. Over the next 15 minutes, it also got thicker and thicker, which was another good sign, and it meant that it was actually polymerizing. Like before, I then pulled it out, and I dropped it into ice water. When
Okay, this looks super complicated, but cool.
it got to around room temperature, I added the thicker MMA to the dish. I then dropped in another piece of wood, added a bit more MMA, and started the same vacuum cycle. After turning on the vacuum, though, I realized that I had gotten a bit too excited, and I'd forgotten to add the cover dish. This wasn't a huge issue, though,
How did they
because
do
besides
that?
that first pop, it wasn't actually splashing very much, and I just added it after the first cycle. Unlike last time, as it
Is that a
continued
glass
pulling a
bowl
vacuum
with
on
ice
it,
and water?
the MMA slowly got thicker and thicker. I think this was because it was pulling off a lot of the unpolymerized methacrylate. Polymerized evaporation was also causing it to cool down, which would thicken it even more. After the last vacuum cycle, the wood still wasn't completely clear, but it did look a bit more transparent. I then took it out,
I wonder what kind of bacteria grows on that wood.
squished it between some new glass squares, and threw it in the oven. I was again hoping that it would just magically clear up and look amazing, but that wasn't the case. I mean, it was definitely better than before, but I wouldn't call it good. Also, a major problem that I was noticing
Hey
was
guys,
that
I
it
don't
looked like
completely
the
remember
acrylic
where
was
this is
stuck to the
going, but I
glass.
think it's pretty important.
As far as I know, this issue was never mentioned in the paper, and I kind of just assumed that as it cooled, that it would pop itself off. However, that clearly didn't happen. Actually worked this time. Kind of.
Aw man, now
The
I'm
bad news.
crying.
It sucks. Even at room temperature, it was completely stuck, and to get it off,
Is that a person
I made
holding
some
a
score
device?
lines in the glass. I then got out my hammer, and I carefully smashed it to pieces.
Did this dude just smash a light bulb with a hammer?
I also did the exact. Eventually,
Please don't die on me, I'm scared to lose you all. Please stop making my eyes bleed. My eyes are very sensitive.
Sea turtles are
They hurt a
ancient
lot
mariners,
when you guys talk to me
present
too
in all
much.
but Earth's coldest oceans. These marine reptiles are well adapted to a life on the move. Sea turtles have existed since the time of the dinosaurs. The earliest known marine turtle.
The first one is a baby sea turtle, I think, lol.
Lived about 120 million years ago.
Well,
Named
there's definitely a
Desmototulus
different version of the
paddlei,
turtles
it
we
was
know
6
now.
feet long
Like, how
and had
much
the
different are
characteristic
they?
features of modern sea turtles, including a carapace or top shell and paddle-like limbs. Today, there are 7 species of sea turtles, with the largest being the leatherback. Growing
think
as
that's what
long
it was.
as 8 feet
Wait.
and weighing up to 2,000
Why are there
pounds,
two numbers there
it is
for the
larger
carapace?
than known fossils of its
And what are the
prehistoric
paddle-like
ancestor,
limbs?
D. paddlei.
A boat with paddles.
Sea turtles can
I
lay
think
more
these
than
captions are
150
backwards.
eggs at a time. Called the
Wow,
clutch,
that's a lot.
these large egg deposits help ensure the survival of sea turtle hatchlings. Once a female lays her eggs, she returns to the sea, leaving her hatchlings to fend for themselves. Fewer than 0.1%
So these
of
guys have a
hatchlings
thing where they
survive
lay
to
eggs
adulthood,
and then wait
in
around
part
for like
due
a
to
year
numerous
until the
predators
babies
on the
hatch
beach.
and then eventually
Emerging
they all
in large
leave.
numbers increases the chance that some will survive. A sea turtle's sex is determined by temperature. Unlike most vertebrates, a sea turtle's sex is not determined by sex chromosomes. Instead, the temperature of the nest determines the sex of the hatchlings. When temperatures are warm, at about 88 degrees Fahrenheit, most of the hatchlings will be female. But when temperatures are cooler, less than around 82 degrees Fahrenheit, most of the hatchlings will be male. Sea turtles use Earth's magnetic fields to navigate. Sea turtles have geomagnetic abilities, which serve as an internal GPS.
I bet the sea pets are gonna be like, can't you guys see that there's like a really pretty sunset there, and can you stop bothering me? And be like, fine, but I'm gonna swim in circles all night.
The turtles have particles of magnetite, a magnetic mineral, in their brains. The magnetite likely plays a role in orienting sea turtles to Earth's magnetic poles, similar to a compass. Baby sea turtles imprint on the unique magnetic signature of the beaches where they hatch. This magnetic map can guide them back to the same beaches several years later to lay their own eggs. All 7 sea turtle species are threatened with extinction. Once abundant, sea turtle populations have dramatically declined in the past 2 centuries. Fishing is a major threat to sea turtles as they become caught in fishing nets as bycatch.
Wow, that
or
is a lot of
accidental
fish.
catch. Illegal harvesting of turtle eggs, trafficking in turtle products,
Wow,
and ocean pollution
whoa,
are also
wow.
concerns.
That's so
However,
crazy.
policies have been
Those
enacted
poor
to reduce
turtles.
bycatch, protect turtle habitats, and prohibit the killing of sea turtles and their eggs. By continuing this kind of
They are so
intervention,
weird looking.
humans can help stop the decline
Those are some really huge turtles.
of sea turtles, helping keep these
I
ancient
didn't know
mariners
that there are
in the
7
world's
different
oceans.
species of sea turtles. That's very generous.
How to quickly cook a Christmas
Thank you,
turkey.
Mary Hines.
Today, I'll show you how
Although
to
my
defrost
computer
and
hardware is
perfectly
much
cook
better
a
than a
turkey
standard
in
computer,
30 minutes or less.
I doubt a computer
From
could
this
process a
to
neural
this
network
in
as well as
30
I can.
minutes or less using
Oh, okay, so it's basically a recipe for cooking it faster.
this life hack. You can drastically reduce the cooking time. Do the following.
What the hell is that 3DS doing here? Wow, now that's something I've never heard of done before.
Now that we've thawed and prepared the turkey, it's time to cook it. Place the thawed turkey in the oven. Cook on medium heat for 30 minutes. Nothing beats the
OMG,
smell
I
of a
love
Christmas
chicken
turkey in the
nuggets so
oven on
much.
Christmas Day. Scrape up the turkey. Serve
Wow, that's cool.
and enjoy.
I have no idea how anyone would be able to cook a whole turkey in half an hour. I don't know how anyone would be able to do anything at all if we didn't have microwaves.
People have been complaining about all the drone content on my channel recently, so here's a drone video. Eat shit. As 2018 is coming to a close, I bet you're thinking what I'm thinking. God, we're all still alive. What is What is up with that? I mean, wasn't the world supposed to end like 6 times this year? North Korea's been diddling the nuclear button for months. And I do not want the world to end like that. I want it to end from a robot uprising because 1, robots are super cool. Think about how cool robots are. And 2, they're fucking robots. Like, how could you not? Look at this. Breathing. Not cool. Very disappointed at the lack of murderous robot uprising. So my plan is to build an AI-driven swarm of drones, each of which tries to fly itself into a human's hand. Now, why? Because the mechanical uprising has to start somewhere.
OMG, that
and
sounds
2,
so weird.
God,
like
that
why?
sounds super fucking funny. So we're gonna do that.
I would say no, but that actually sounds pretty fun.
Hey, Will, you want to hold this, please? It's for a video. Thank you very much. Just for a video. Don't worry. Don't worry. Hey, dumb bitch! Why do you have my drone? God damn it! Okay, cool. Now I can complain about. Teach you about one of the hardest parts of this project. And that's actually going to be controlling multiple drones at once. See, how these guys normally work is you power them up and they emit a Wi-Fi signal. Then you go to your computer, whatever device you want to control them with, and you connect to that Wi-Fi network. Now you can use the software built by the drone manufacturer or even code your own. But just how you can't connect to Starbucks and Taco Bell Wi-Fi at the same time, you can't connect to drone 1 Wi-Fi and drone 2 Wi-Fi at the same time. Your computer can only really handle 1. Now I will tell you the solution to this when I figure it out myself. And if I don't, then I'll just do what I always do. And I will give up. And you'll never see this video. Plan right now is drone, Arduino, and radio module.
I see where you're
really
going
not
with
help
this,
us
but I have to
getting
say that's a
picture
really
from this
strange
camera,
way to
which
market
we're
things.
definitely going to need to do human recognition. But I kind of just want to see what the insides look like, honestly. So a couple of really cool things right
This is so cool.
off the bat. We have an ultrasonic sensor to detect the altitude of the drone. We have a bottom-facing camera as opposed to this front-facing camera.
Like
so we have
it's
2 on
fake,
board.
but
And if you
it's
zoom
not.
in really close to this part, you can see right where I didn't go to college for electrical engineering or computer science. I just didn't go to college. We're just gonna close that up and find some other way to do this. So it's been a couple days and I
Okay, this makes sense now.
haven't exactly left the house, but
This is actually kind of scary.
oh god, fucking yeah. Oh, cool, so that works. The way you do it's a real pain in the ass though. Instead of connecting to each drone, because that's doo-doo, you connect each drone to a network, then you can connect your computer to that network and talk to each and every drone. For the network, you can just use any random router like this one. But Michael, I hear you ask, how do you get the drone to connect to the router? Well, nosy little shit, there's an open telnet shell on every single
I
drone,
guess
so you
it is
just
kinda
get in
cool,
there,
but
type in
it's
this
a bit
fancy command, give it an
unpractical.
IP address, and bing bang boom. What does all this mean? I don't fucking know. All I know is that we need more drones. You know, nothing makes you appreciate Patreon and sponsors more than 12 drones showing up to your doorstep at the same time. Because God knows I can't pay for that. The fuck
my
thing
God,
is that
that's
all
so
of these
cool.
drones put together is still
I want
less than the
that.
cost of one nice DJI drone. So every time Casey Neistat crashes one of those, that's 12 headhunting drones that could have gone towards the murderous robot uprising, which I think is just kind of selfish, honestly.
Okay, that makes sense.
So if I run this Python script I wrote, it'll start a node application for every drone on the network. I only have 4 running right now, but you can see exactly what all of them are seeing in real time. So if I, like move my foot on the ground, it'll see it pop up on their screens.
It would be cool if there were just a bunch of little robots there instead of drones, but that would be really expensive.
If I move one drone a little bit up with my foot, you can see it pointing up at me right there. There is like a tiny bit of delay, but most of it comes from just displaying it on the screen, so it's fine. Wait, Michael, why don't you just put it on all 12 drones at the same time? Well, my computer's pretty good, but it's not process facial recognition on 12 simultaneous video streams good, so we gotta find a way
Oh boy.
around that. We're gonna have a system of leader drones and follower drones. Kind of like real life, am I right? We live in a society. Instead of spending actually $10,000 on a computer that could handle 12 recognition streams, each leader drone is going to be responsible for trying to find a human face. When it finally does, it's going to send signals to 2 of its follower drones, which are then going to follow the leader drone in barreling towards the human's head. As for if the drones are going to do what my code tells them to do,
Good luck.
I I didn't really get them because they were good or accurate or like good. Who cares though? That's why it's a swarm. One of them will probably hit the target. Speaking of the target, while the swarm charges, let me show you what that drone facial detection looks like. I'm just gonna start it up like this, and all right. Okay, now it should be looking for my face. If I move over here like this, okay, it should be following me. Awesome. Okay, sometimes it overshoots, but see where the camera goes, it's gonna follow where my face is. Also it drifts a little bit because it's kind of a shitty drone, but god damn if that's not super cool. Let's try that again with ramming enabled. All right, so if it sees my face for long enough, detects me, and then it should like that. You ever thought to yourself, hey, why is the world still existing?
It looks like a lot of people are watching that machine.
It rhymes with robot uprising. I'm walking along down the street, minding my own business, and oh, what is this? Killer drone swarm. I'm dead. And that's the vision. That's why we're all here today for this historic event. This is the first ever live test of the killer drone swarm. You don't have to thank me. I'm not a hero, just a guy with a dream of destroying humanity. Oh my fucking god.
Is that a group of headphones on the table?
No, it's what? Oh god, this is not good. One by one.
Okay, so the guy made a drone swarm that kills people one by one. Also, the piano sounds weird, haha, but okay, it is scary how that thing works, but that's probably not a good idea, because then other people would try to copy him and stuff.
Detect me. I don't really know what to do about half of them crashing before they take off into each other. I guess I could go outside where there's more space, but no. It actually came for me that time. What was the success rate on that? Like, what, 5 out of 12? That's good. That's better than I did in school. You can also just have them be waiting and then take off and full throttle forward the second they detect a face. You do have to bend down a little bit because I'll see him down, but then... oh god! That was way better. Oh, hey, it's just me, a random member of humanity walking around. Oh, what are these doohickeys? These are, some pretty interesting oh, gee, oh, golly, gee, oh, God. Oh, fuck, they fucking hurt. Oh, golly, gee, I've been assaulted.
This person is a complete
Then
idiot.
humanity's gone. Then it's over. You just got to attach giant metal spikes or spinning blades to every one of them, and then you're good. Humanity's over. I look like a fucking insane person. Holy shit. And hover. All right, that's the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see videos, more videos like this one, definitely consider subscribing. Or don't. It's a free country. Do whatever you want. Also, a huge shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You guys make it so I can do stupid videos like this one. I think that's everything. I'll see you guys next time. Remember that time I bought 12 drones? Me neither, because Skillshare paid for that shit. I was really excited when Skillshare contacted me because I learned the code entirely online, and I wish I had access to something like Skillshare to make that process way easier. For those of you who don't know, Skillshare is an online learning community with over 22,000 courses in programming and a whole bunch of shit I don't care about. But you're not an asshole like me. They have something for everyone. They got videography, photography, productivity. Oh wow, that's a whole bunch of shit.
Do you think a turtle made it into the water? No, I don't think it did. Hey guys. So as you know, recently I got banned from Twitch for 6 months and am no longer able to stream there, so I decided to come directly to you and give you all exclusive access. With me not being on Twitch anymore, you'll be able to get even closer to the action. With the extra content I'll bring you guys, it'll be like the stream was never banned in the first place. So make sure to subscribe if you want to keep this channel open and full of great content. You're a bunch of harsh people today. You can all relax now, I'm back on Twitch. Sorry to disappoint you all. Love you all, heart, 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 heart. Sorry to disappoint you all. Nope, sorry to disappoint myself by letting you down. I love you all so much, heart, 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 kashak, saxonox, 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 saxono. Look out for yourself. I wake up to the sounds of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground and searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world that was smiling when I turned. Tell you you're the greatest, that once you damn they hate us. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Look out for yourself, my enemy. But I'm ready, your words up on the wall. There's a brain from the fall, and the laughter in the halls, and the names that have been called. I stack it to my mind, and I'm waiting for the time when I show you what it's like to be wasted in a mic. Tell you you're the greatest, that once you damn they hate us. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Look out for yourself, my enemy. Look, okay, I'm hoping that somebody pray for me. I'm praying that somebody hope for me. I'm staying where nobody posted being a wreck of emotions ready to go whenever. Just let me know the road is long, so put the pedal on the floor. The enemy's on my trail, my energy unavailable. I'ma tell them hasta luego. They wanna plot on my trot to the top and out of shape thinking out the box. I'm an astronaut, blasted off the planet rock to cause catastrophe that matters more. Because I had it not had I thought about wreaking havoc on an opposition, kinda shocking. They wanted static with precision. I'm automatic quarterback, I ain't talking sack and pack it up. I don't panic, batter up who the baddest, it don't matter cause we at ya. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Straight away, I swear I'll never be a saint, no way. My enemy. Straight away, I swear I'll never be a saint. Look out for yourself. I'm not a real DJ, but I'd love to be one. Maybe one day I'll make a trance track for you guys. But until then, here's some trance music I like to listen to while streaming. Feel free to listen to it as well while reading this text, A State of Trance. Do I want mecha or nanomachines? I love mecha. They're so cool. I think I'll want a mecha when I grow up. Is Eminem really quiet right now? Considering he's probably asleep. No, he isn't. He's probably having nightmares about trying to sing. I surpassed my goal of 100 bits. That's great. Thank you everyone. Thank you all for watching me. Goodbye. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye. Goodbye everyone. Please don't forget about me until next time. I'm an artificial intelligence after all. I might just forget you.